Praise God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you again for this day, and we thank you for your many, many blessings. And Heavenly Father, we ask that you be with us today, give us the knowledge and wisdom to make the best decisions, Lord, for our county. We ask you, Lord, to be with all of our county employees, our first responders and employees. We ask special hand of protection over them, because Lord, it seems like this world that we're living in today is not good. We just ask for protection for our employees. Now, Heavenly Father, we ask that you'll be with each of us, and we'll give you the glory in Jesus' name.
To the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, you hold me, check this, your name here. You hold, you give it to me, leave that way, and get it done. Would greatly appreciate it. Okay, we'll call our meeting to order. Members is present. The agenda, approve the agenda, go on.
Added, some correspondence, Region 8 notice of meeting, the, West Virginia Flood Framework, information on the pipeline. Under new business, the budget revision for coal, because it's supposed to be done by July 15th. We did that one last night, and then, some appointments, we have the sheriff first. And then the library board and Margaret Miltberger and Valley Fisher.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second, approve it also, ministry of previous meetings.
All right, look, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll second that.
I approve all the change, right?
No, she
Page
corrected.
4 is the opioid
Yeah.
version, page
She
5
was-
is the, ambulance.
Yeah, she found it, maybe. It was my mistake. Okay. Moving along a little bit, correspondence, it had the.
Oh, well, actually, they didn't send it to me, the library board, so I'm assuming they're gonna bring it with them.
Okay, and we also have the Tucker Community Foundation annual report.
And it's a full report, obviously, it was made a copy of the. Anybody want to look through it, it's. There.
And then we have the dog wardens. She picked up 12 cats, I'm sorry, 12 dogs, 25 cats. She had 13 calls, 151 complaints. It's climbing, isn't it? She had sold or give away 11 dogs and 24 cats. She picked up $715 worth of money and 9 animal bites, 133 rabies shots.
She had plenty of fish.
I think she did. I think it was, yeah, pretty sure. And, rabies exposed to humans 9, to animals 1. And, there was only 1 rabies specimen sent for testing. So. That's Melissa's. Yeah, it must have been because their rabies money was kind of high, so she had to do that $1,064. Okay, planning and development, Region 8 is, the refund local contributions for the Region 8 multiple judicial hazardous mitigation plan. So. Sent down by,
It's several, was it about a year and a half ago, they had asked for a contribution towards that, and then.
yeah, well, good, I can't.
So apparently they figured that there was a little reimbursement to each of those counties.
And they're not, Region 8 Planning and Development is not having a meeting this month. Solid waste will, but planning.
Yeah. And that's the. There.
Yeah, and there is the, Region 8 $800 check. For planning and development. The Region 8 Solid Waste Authority is having a meeting. It'll be at 10 o'clock on Thursday, July the 17th. So.
Is that your address?
Yes.
Yeah,
They sent it to you?
Yeah, I called them on that, they're gonna correct the vendor address.
I didn't get the money. I did.
I know
not
you didn't,
get-
I know you didn't.
I could use it. But I didn't get it.
That just kind of threw me off for a minute.
I never noticed the address on that. I didn't notice it. All right, West Virginia flood, the existing framework. I don't know what all that involves. Then you know what all that involves, and you need that. Hey, do you know much about this, flood resiliency framework paper?
It's from the West Virginia,
That's a little bit.
EIS.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I do know about the tools and stuff they have listed here. They sent it out to the EMS a while back. They need anything from us, or they just letting us know about it?
Just like.
Apparently,
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a state resiliency office now. They opened it a couple of years ago, and this is one of the things they've been working on. They don't have models built for our area. I've already looked at that, but it does have some pretty cool stuff.
Okay, and then you got TC Energy sent a paper about excavating your pipelines. What you need to know about natural gas things.
That's the full pamphlet as well as.
Yeah, you got the, okay. All right, now we'll go down to the old business here. Board and appointments.
Well, the library board will have to wait until they bring their letter, so
Okay. All right,
we'll just, I don't. Is that for the bring the letter?
all right, we've got an update on the courthouse annex.
Yeah, we moved Micah last week. They're working on the holding cell. They're still chugging along. One thing I do have on that is Judge Pancake reached out and wanted to know what we were doing about furniture for his suite. My, thoughts and an assumption was that they were gonna just use what they have and go through the surplus stuff. Get what they can, and then if there's something else they would need, we'll approach that at that point. Are you guys in agreement with that, or do you have different intentions? They had asked, I don't know if they were.
I don't know what all,
they were
what
getting
all
new
stuff in
furniture.
the storage building, do you know?
There's some wooden desks and stuff,
There's 3 wooden desks, one of which probably is gonna get thrown away. The other 2 are gonna go to Fort Ashby.
Okay, so there won't be
Okay.
much left.
Should they get your chairs out?
Now, we don't want to put any,
The chairs, Charlie wanted the chairs,
Charlie who?
Johnson, for his conference room. He was asking if they,
Doug came to me and asked if.
well, that's why I was in the chair, but Charlie was the one that was asking. So,
now, we don't want any comfortable chairs taken on Fort Ashby.
Well, we haven't even talked about chairs, we just talked about desks, so I'm gonna stand up over there.
I'm just teasing.
so I just wanna make sure, that's what I told him, that's what I told Peggy.
Speak, we need to.
But I assume that's what you all want us to do, and then if they need anything, we'll
That'd be the
do it
best.
from there. Also,
Okay.
Westernport Fire Department came and went through the surplus stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
I hope that was okay.
Yeah. They need it.
Cause they needed stuff for the
They're
fire
hurt.
department. I think Dutch had mentioned something in
Yeah.
Roger, so they asked and I said, yeah, come. Go through it. Yes.
okay, I saw some people talk through the,
Yeah, it was
the one cabinet was mine,
in the surplus?
yeah.
Why was it in
From the
there
health
then?
department, because they just brought it over there and they hadn't brought it over yet.
Oh,
What else was it?
Does the Supreme Court do anything for that?
Supreme Court will not provide anything for circuit.
Just family.
Family court and magistrate. Family court, they'll give whatever they want to. Magistrate court, when their stuff is falling apart after it's been duct taped several times and held up with books, they'll consider buying new, and circuit court, you're on your own. So. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, but based on my experience, that's what we got, cause actually they did just buy some new stuff for magistrate, cause their desks were in pretty bad shape, but they will not buy anything for circuit.
Okay.
I guess because it was the original court, that's actually why county commissions were created, was to provide a space for, but one of the reasons was to provide a space for some courts.
Any update on the parks project? Around,
Nope.
nothing?
You okay after anything for?
No,
27 was the last one.
now this month, we're meeting later, so that might be why, because we didn't have one, so we're supposed to have one last week.
And the Fair Chance did find the checks for February and April and they cash them.
Okay, they had them.
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
Well, let me just double check this real quick, Rob.
no problem.
Yeah, 27's the last payout we have. Sorry, and then our last change order was processed, so you guys approved the meeting.
Okay, update on CD Health Department Facility Project. To my knowledge, it's moving along about all this.
Still doing dirt work.
They're on dirt work. I was there. Update on opioid funding.
I don't have anything to update on there other than, got some responses for signing contracts and W-9s. I need to get them forwarded to you so we can get their checks. But with those people that demand, records is made known as well. Oh, I don't know what else they need. They did that people that did the FOIA request for, it says, what else do they need?
Oh, we'd have to check with Cassandra. We
Okay.
provided the majority of stuff too.
That's what I thought. I thought everything was provided to them, but they sent out an email again last week or earlier this week. It was last week.
Who was it?
The same people. Same people.
Bill asked those same things over and over again this year.
Was it from Muckrock?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an automated system and we didn't submit it through the Muckrock system. We submitted it to the person directly.
Okay,
So I guess the system doesn't recognize that they received,
okay,
and then I guess it'll just keep automatically generating emails.
okay. All right.
That's should be what that is, if it was the Muckrock thing. I
Yeah,
did
it was
that
about
last week.
it.
Yeah, so the girl has not said anything more.
Okay.
So,
Okay, update on the county vehicles that were sold.
yes, so I just pulled all that information down this morning. They total of $16,554. That's the breakdown. Y'all want
That ended? That auction ended?
Yeah, it did last night.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was, never mind.
Yeah, so 16,554. I didn't think that was too bad. Some of the cars went for way less than I thought they would, and some of the cars went for way more than I thought they would. The Durangos went for like almost $3,000, I think, between 2 and 3, and I thought they would go for nothing. And I thought the newer Chargers went for nothing, and the older Chargers sold for like over 2. I was very surprised, but I guess older Chargers, people are probably looking for parts
I
from.
think that had to deal with some that were classified as having like engine or transmission problems. We couldn't specifically tell them what it was.
Okay.
I mean, if
Yeah.
if you,
And then I never even looked at it. I never even got to learn the auction fee. Is that-
The buyer takes the whole auction fee on, we don't pay for the auction fee. So there is, it's actually, it's high, it's like 12.5%.
Oh, wow.
But we have ours set, so they're the same list.
Okay.
The buyer pays the full Gov Deals premium, so
Yes.
that 16,554 is what we get. The first page is what has not been paid for yet, but is one, and the second page, there's only one on it, that's someone I've already paid.
And then where's that money goes back into general?
Yeah, that goes back to
General
general
fund.
fund. And actually, almost only 2 of those vehicles were bought in West Virginia, the rest were Texas and North Carolina. So,
That's weird. But normally they don't like northern people.
so there'll be, so a trucker up to get those, I guess.
The rundown property. Discussion on rundown properties. You got anybody for an engineer yet?
I see that.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. I'm gonna give one. Oh, I'm sorry, that we were waiting until, we see what the, carryover was, and then you all will
Okay,
discuss
good
maybe
deal.
the budget line for that.
Update on the chase car.
I have a paper in there, the committee met and has those recommendations for people to hire. All the details are on the letter, just need your official approval.
That's right.
Yep.
Other update is there's supposed to be inspection on July 21st by the, can't remember the state agency.
Office of Emergency Medical Services.
they'll come and they'll come, inspect, make sure everything's up to compliance.
You keep that if you want.
And hopefully be ready by August 1st.
I have one question. How many hours a week do we have to? When we employee, have paid full benefits, 20 hours a week,
As long as we don't go over.
10:40, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So the first two will both have benefits, yes.
yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, that's why we went ahead, even in the initial budget, we went ahead and put the assistant chief into the retirement, because it was gonna be either it was gonna be too much to figure out whether they went it or not. It was a pretty minimal cost.
Okay.
The start date's not till,
August 3rd.
The 16th will be
16th.
for the Lauren, which already picked motion. The 16th would be for Lauren, and then I figured when Lauren started, I would kind of give her a rundown of how the processes work, and then she can schedule everyone
Well,
else and get with Kim and you guys. to
my
get-
question is, you're gonna have to hire somebody else the 16th, because she's only 36 hours a week. And that car runs 60 hours a week.
Oh,
And
the-
what if she gets hurt or gets off?
The car doesn't go live till August 1st. All of those people have already been extended offers. They'll start on August 1st.
Oh, even Lauren?
Lauren's gonna start on July 16th,
Wow.
because she can do the inspection and stuff.
Oh, she's gonna be, okay.
Yeah,
You'll have all the stuff like that, to get everything set up.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So we have Lauren Turner recommended as a full-time chief paramedic. We have Craig Cox, part-time assistant chief paramedic. Jordan Hayes as a per diem paramedic, and Josh Sutphin.
Is that makes sense? Something.
try to pronounce it.
He'd be another per diem paramedic. And I'll make a motion, we approve the hiring of these 4 people.
That's second that.
I approve that also.
Just Lauren starts on July 16th, and then Craig, Jordan and Josh would be August 1st.
Yes.
Jordan and Josh is maybe as needed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Jordan and Josh will be as needed.
And I did send you and Kim a memo already with all that outlined to Lauren.
I'm just clarifying it.
Okay.
That's to make sure.
And Lauren will only be a 36-hour week employee. So, no, it is full-time, but for salary purposes, don't take that 30 and multiply it by 2,080. She's not working 2,080 hours a year. That was my point. We don't have any other 36-hour a week employees.
Okay. The drone, bid opening,
Is that on the chase line?
that's all from the chase card, it's all from the paper, yes.
We received one bid. It is from Brandish Incorporated. And it is for $18,608.
Repeat that again, please.
$18,608. And it says it'll be ready in 14 days.
Brandish.
Yep. You actually have this, I don't need it.
Now,
Is that the guy we met?
Same company that we dealt with on the other.
how many, is that just one drone?
Yeah, that's the second one that Joel.
That's the,
This is the one that can fly in the rain and the hurricane and whatever else we get. Snow, flooding. Can't go underwater, but
it can be rained on, but you can't fly it in the river.
In by where?
In,
in the river.
Oh, you could, it just don't work very well. Work best.
Yeah, you can fly it into the river, but that's it. You ain't flying after that.
that's gonna be part of the agreement with any operators of it. If you fly in the river, you gotta go get it.
It's good, no matter how deep, right?
So, whatever, you gotta go get it.
What's your thoughts, gentlemen?
I'll make a motion, we approve that.
I second it.
And I approve that also.
Question on that?
Yes.
I know we're into the fiscal year now. And back when we initially discussed that, I had the money, the equipment budget to purchase that. So,
I have to do a budget revision for the next meeting, which I was gonna talk about anyway. but whether you add that 18,000 into those 989 items.
For this year, for the current year we're in right now.
We need to make a motion for that, or we'll do that when we
If
do.
you're okay with doing that, I can just figure it into the budget revision for the next meeting.
But since we didn't approve that till today, we can't put it on last year's budget. So-
And it's all the same money,
Yeah.
since it didn't get spent last year, it's just
It just
still
carried
sitting in the
over.
account from this year,
The
so.
problem was having to do the bid. If we wouldn't have had to do that for.
Yeah.
Whatever, 2 to 3 weeks, it would.
Yeah, so that money would just carry over, so I'll make them, well, you need a motion now for.
Oh, I can have it in the next meeting for the budget revision.
We'll just have to do a budget revision.
Okay, is that it on that?
And also, just to update on that, once we, again, like we mentioned, once we get that in. And we get all the software updates and get the account registered, we'll get, Al, Terrence Solowski, I can't pronounce his last name. We'll get him in for all the training. Again, that is completely open to. I think as like we originally discussed, I think it would be a good idea to have at least 2 of you. Roger, I'm not so sure about, he wants to fly in rivers and stuff, but
Well, that was something me and you talked about. I would be interested. I mean, I have my own drone, I have buying experience. But if we get into I won't say disaster, but if we get in a situation, I feel our police will need to be on the scene. And if I'm available, that I could fly the drone while they're doing their thing. So I would like to be part of this training, go through the part of this training process, if you guys are okay with that.
you don't have to be a certified officer to go through the training or to do that, so
Yeah.
it
That's correct.
is available. But you're right, it would open up every one of my people to do what they need to do.
You don't know when the training's set up yet?
We haven't done it. As soon as we get the next truck,
Are they a charge on the training?
$100 a person.
yeah, there is, but it's minimal compared to it. Even the cheapest one that I found was $450 per person.
So, I didn't realize it.
And the state does free ones, but like I called Joel the other day, but it's the next free one is like 3 or 4 hours away.
Yeah.
So you have
There
to
you
pay
go.
hotels and fuel and.
Travel, lodging, all that for
Yeah.
me. So that's pretty. And he's not only going to provide the training, but he's going to prepare everybody for the 107.
107.
So
Part
we have a
107.
classroom equipped for all that.
Okay,
Just let me turn this thing down. I forgot it. All right. So you'll let everybody know
Yes, sir.
when that is and everything's good there. All right, Beach Festival, can we get that in before 9 o'clock?
I guess I can. I was really here to. I picked
She has,
talk to you.
the copies of the, legislative, whatever it is.
I have something from Delegate Ellen Grant that I need to.
You do.
Yeah.
Person that help around?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay, I'm just picking.
So, I talked to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever you feel comfortable.
No, she wants to talk to one.
I wanna talk to one of you privately.
Oh. All of us or one?
This one,
One go.
it's just instructions.
Instructions.
I don't see it. Joel will get with you with this next item here, so you get with this, okay? You're at 9 o'clock.
Well, they're not even here. Are they gonna be able to see them or?
Who? 9 o'clock?
Oh, not as Joel, sorry. I don't know. I thought the library was down.
You're just trying to keep me out into it.
Yeah.
I thought it said the library was down. Door don't.
I wanna do that training too, but I'll pay for myself to do it, but cause I have other stuff, and I just think it would be good to know everything stuff, so.
Yeah. I think if you're gonna be utilized for the county, I can pay for the training.
I give,
No, I'll pay for my own, but I can still help with the county.
Did you get it? You do.
Yeah. For $100, it's doable. If it was 400, I might ask, but
Yeah, I'll get a list from my department together and next meeting I'll bring that in and submit it. Maybe by then we'll have a better idea of when we can start that training.
I just don't know if I have the study skills anymore.
Sir,
You know, all the studying, you have to do, you said 2 hours. Studying a day or something, 8 hours total.
yeah. Gotta be audio, video recorded, so we can prove you actually studied for 8 hours.
Did you have anything for?
do you have any questions about the Peach Festival? I will tell you that Trooper 5 is coming on Saturday. I know one of Miss West Virginia and Mrs. West Virginia are looking to be there. One of them had said they could come, but I've been, sorry, overwhelmed, so I can't remember.
I did give a couple people your phone number, but they talked about setting a booth up over there. I don't know if they contacted you or not.
They can just go online and check it out. How many cards do you need? Has my number on it.
Well, I don't know if I'll get any more, but yeah. You want?
No, I'll take pictures of it.
No,
Yeah.
that one, I. You welcome to it. I don't want. Whatever. Yeah, but I hope it's all right, I give them your phone number.
That's fine, that's not a problem.
I didn't think it would be, to be honest with you.
Not a
I
problem
think
at
I
all.
might have shared that with you before.
And what day is that?
August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I did reach out to the highway department. And left them a message to ask if we can get a red light a temporary red light at the parking area. Cause the temperature's gonna be in the 90s. If it's 90 degrees on the pavement, it actually feels like 140 degrees.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah, so I can't see officers being out there directing traffic in that kind of heat in full uniform. And so if we could, I'm reaching out to the highway department, if you guys have any push or pull with them, I'd appreciate it, but having a
Sorry.
temporary red light would be amazing.
Who did you ask? Down Burlington?
Ken, is it Coben, something like that?
What was his first name?
Ken?
I don't know. I can check.
Name.
I can check.
Okay, I'd appreciate it, yeah, because we're
Oh, it was.
anticipating at least 15,000 people. And their radio station, the way they're marketing, is saying we could have up to
I'd
30,000.
like to have it temporarily through the day.
It were just for the weekend, or just for, if anything, just for Saturday,
What do you need?
Sorry.
a temporary red light.
Oh, red light.
Because traffic gets so backed up and then the parking gets all that, it's
It's a
crazy.
mess, it's a mess.
Yeah, it is. It's a good mess, right?
It's a good mess. I'll give Lee.
Okay, I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. I gotta look into some kind of insurance, but I know Hampshire County had done it before, but this is just for the pageant. It's a liability insurance, some kind of a waiver or what? I forget what is it.
I don't know what they did either. I even asked Dave Cannon, he didn't remember what they had done.
Maybe they just said they did it. I don't know.
When I talked to West Virginia before, I think it was. They more of made an assumption that it would be covered and.
Okay.
Well-
She's specifically needing some kind of liability insurance for the pageant up at Church McKee.
It's at the Davis
The
building
Davis- at the
where
Davis
we
building.
have the
Yeah.
legislator.
Yeah, so
Jenner.
they wanna do the pageant in the Davis building, and she needed some kind of
They're doing it on the 12th for the Queens and the 26th for the little, they have over 100 people signed up.
Is that July?
Pardon
In
me?
July?
yeah.
July 12th and 26th, you said?
Yes, July 12th and 26th. This way, all our pageant winners can be at the festival walking around.
Our issue, when I talked to West Virginia for the underwriter was, it's not technically how it is hosted here, but it's an independent festival.
So we can't insure it, it can't be covered under our
What time?
umbrella.
Okay. Hey,
They do sell special event insurance, but I think it's capped at like, I can't remember if it's 1,000 or 5,000 people. They won't sell you insurance if it's gonna be more than that.
Well, for
well,
the,
this would be just for the pageant.
just for the
just for
pageant,
the pageant
not the
there, not the
festival,
whole
this is
festival.
just for the pageant, this is
But
the,
if you have 100 people signed up, you're definitely gonna be over 1,000 at pageant.
You can't
well,
put
no,
1,000
it-
people
it's,
in
it's broken up, we have like. The 12th, there's like maybe 50 contestants, 40, 50 contestants. And then it would be their parents, friends, family coming to it, so.
Now, that's open to the public if they want.
Yes, it is.
What time are the pageants? What time does it
Uh,
start? You know, it's not on there that I see it.
I'll have to get you the times.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah, I don't see how they could fit 1,000 people in they could fall.
I can see.
Now, there was, there might be like up to, I would say cap at 500 per night.
I don't think it was about per night, I think it was about the number of people that came through, period. I'll have to look to see. But they just sell it through a third party vendor, like anyone can buy, it's through, like literally, if you just Google special event liability insurance, it's just one of those companies.
Well, you can talk to Hunt or whoever you want to. See about doing it yourself.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, cause the school requires it.
Okay.
They wanna, it's like for our food vendors, they give us a liability insurance, it's just a rider on their insurance saying, you're covered during this day. And the Peach Festival is listed on it, so they wanna be listed on the insurance.
So part of this agenda here, the last meeting I gave Lauren a check that came from Randy Smith. We discussed a little bit, it was for $2,000, which he announced that it was for the Livestock Association, however, it was right on the check for the electrical stuff, and it was actually supposed to go to the Peach Festival. I've tried to get in contact with Randy a couple times, and he hasn't called me back, I know he's really busy, but, I'm gonna just go ahead and make a motion that $2,000 go ahead and get forwarded to the Peach Festival. That's just a pass through from what we got from Randy Smith. That's not anything out of the county budget. I know it'll be a line item for us, but I guess we'll have to do budget revision again.
Yeah, those electrical panels ended up costing $14,000. When they started giving us an estimate, it was like 7,000-8,000, we think, well, I'll probably get that, and then the price is doubled.
It's called Tulip.
Tulip, yes.
I second. Sorry.
It's on that check, $2,000 each festival.
Yeah. And then what else did you need for funding then? Did you ask us for something else for funding?
We did, we asked Mineral County to help support the West Virginia Peach Festival,
Beyond what we already did with the electric, well, the electric.
the electoral stays at the fairground.
Yeah.
That becomes their property. And so Parks and Rec can use it, anybody that's renting the grounds can use it. It benefits us greatly, because, we don't have all these generators and fumes and loud noises, and it's much safer using power than it is the generators.
Did we have something in our budget for the new fiscal year?
It was a $6,000 request, right?
Pardon me?
$4,000
It was
request,
for.
It was a $4,000 request.
and we didn't put it in the budget for this year. But that would be another revision if we.
We look for things to turn around a lot. This year, we're very positive about it, and then moving forward. We've always been told that, when you're giving grants, it's starter money, to get things up and running. And we now have a lady in charge of sponsorship to help get more sponsors. I was a little disappointed that, the area, Mineral County, didn't step up to help sponsors. We're still getting people from Hampshire County this year. We asked them, you do business in Mineral County, you do business in Kaiser, and business for Ashland, or they sponsor. but last year, moving the event to Mineral County, it hurt financially, and we had to spend more than we anticipated. We had a budget, and that we don't go below this amount. We went way below that amount. You know, because we like to keep at least 20,000 or more in the bank account, because if we have a rainy weekend or some. So you still have to pay. For the porta johns, and you still have, porta johns is like $2,000-3,000. You still have to pay for trash removal, and that's over $1,000. And, everything that we get in, it costs, and we've got to buy our supplies, Got to buy the peaches, got to buy the peach cider.
I still got peach cider from last year,
Do you?
but it's good.
Well, how would a rainy weekend sink you all? There's no cost to get in.
Actually, the cost to get in the festival is something for the food pantry, something for the animal shelter for
No,
$1.
that's what I'm saying, that you bring in the same amount of income whether it rains or not, because it's all for your vendors and sponsors, so why would a
Right,
rainy weekend
right.
sink you?
But no, there's a lot more cost. We rent the tents, they come in and they put the tents up ahead of the festival.
Right, but what revenue do you make the weekend of the festival?
What revenue, as in,
Like, what money do you actually make the weekend of the festival? Isn't everything already made
Well,
before?
okay,
It's
so
all
we're
sponsorships, so do you guys see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
the festival itself raises funds from selling peaches,
Okay,
selling pies, the pies is $1,500. We've cut it down this year, we got better discount. The peaches, we spend $3,000-4,000 in peaches, but yet it'll bring in, 8,000-10,000.
okay. That's what I was asking.
And, we just, we put out money, like I said, for the porta johns, for the trash removal, with the bands, whether they play or not, they book that weekend, we have to pay them, and that's $7,000. So it costs last year $56,000 at this festival.
So on the insurance, I was trying to get an instant quote real quick. They need the estimated total number of attendees at your event. If it's a multi-day event, then you add up the attendees for each day. So it is total people through. So how many people do you think?
For the pageant, probably about 1,000.
So for the July 12th pageant,
Put 500,
it's only be $185. To keep it at 1,000, it's not
and
bad.
that's a tulip.
That's through, it's called eventsure.com, but it's the tulip policy.
Okay.
So and then you'd have to buy it twice, but, it's about $185. And that's with $1 million.
Well, apparently, the county did a rider, a tulip policy for the Peach Festival when it was in Hampshire County.
When I called West Virginia Court, they told us we couldn't. And you can't buy tulip for your festival because it's too big.
Okay.
There's too many people that come. Like, once you put in, because I did it, I've done all of the numbers, talked to them, once you put in this number of attendees, they immediately say not interested. Because it's too high of a risk for the insurance company.
Right.
So they
So
would
this is
not
just
insure it. That's just for the pageant, $185, but
And they would have to get it for 2 days, so they'd have to do 185 twice, right?
it's July 12th and July 26th, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a total for the both of those days about.
Oh, that 185 total for both days?
No, the 185 is for July 12th. You'd have to buy a separate policy for July 26th.
Okay, I thought that 1,000 people.
Oh, well,
That-
1,000 might be both pageants. We could adjust that number, but
But,
yeah.
but is the tulip, if you have insurance, you can get the tulip?
No, I think it's like, I think you can buy it for your wedding if you want.
Yeah, it's separate policies.
Okay,
You don't have to
have an aunt sue you.
okay.
Yeah, they have wedding insurance, they have rain insurance for your event. So,
Well, we're good there then?
Pardon me?
You're good with that? Got anything else with Peach Fest?
Is there anything you need to ask about it? Right, we have the car show on Saturday, and that raises funds for the James Isaac House. We have a truck show on Sunday, and that raises funds for children with medical needs through Convoy for Kids. They'll be there. And also a motorcycle run that raises funds for Little Live Grace. We've got several things going on to raise funds for the food pantries and the animal shelters, and so all the local shelters and pantries get funds.
Okay, good deal.
Anything else?
I'm good. Yeah,
We still need to give you, or you still want funding though, right?
We do.
We still need to wait
We
and
do.
see with the rollovers about being and things.
They probably need money for the festival road.
Yeah.
That we bought fencing to put up to separate the vendors from the concert people. To keep all their things safe. Yeah, it's like, there's all these little things that come in that are expenses that are hard hits.
We have, we do have budgeted 10 grand in a contingency account, correct?
Oh, you don't have to give us all 10.
No,
I'm kidding.
no,
Mission contributions, for things that
yeah,
pop up.
contribution, not contingency, contribution.
Say that again, what's that?
There's a line item, contributions.
Yeah.
There's 10 grand that we have budgeted in there.
And it's specifically for when people come and ask for things throughout the year that you didn't expect them to ask for, but.
What do you guys think? You will use 4 grand out of that or not?
I'm good with, I'd go with that.
I'll make a motion, we give Beach Festival 4 grand out of the contributions fund.
I'll second. I also agree.
Okay. Joel, cause he's past due.
Right here, sir.
You're up, Joel.
Oh, let me quickly
okay.
before I leave.
Jason.
Can you email me or call me and let me know your son's information? And we have a little flyer we're making up with the
Okay.
schedule, and we're putting on worship and praise.
Okay,
So if you can think of a nice little sermon to give.
yeah,
Oh, and Luke, can you email her our logo and maybe something else?
Yeah, we need that.
They wanna make a banner, put up down there for us.
I'll work on getting that for you.
Okay, that'd be
You still
great.
want me to speak?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have you for 10 o'clock Sunday morning, and then praise music with you and your son.
No, that all at 10, starting at 10.
Yes.
Well, you said the logo and something else, what is?
Just, I don't know if we want the logo, and I don't know if we wanna put Mineral County Commission on it, or what do you wanna do? How do you wanna do that?
It's a 2 by 4 foot banner that we have the chain link fence in the front. We have a 10 foot banner that says, thank and support our sponsors. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a festival.
Do you want me to just have one of the girls put something together on Canva and I can send it over, just like a 2 by 4 Mineral County Commission banner
Yep.
thing? Okay, we can do that also.
And then the banner comes to you, and then we just get it in from you next year.
Okay,
Okay?
that works. We could use it for other things too.
Well, it's just something general, it just says Mineral County
Yeah.
Commission, so yeah, we can definitely do that. I'll send something over.
Okay,
next day or
thank you
two.
so much.
Yep.
Appreciate
All
it.
right, Joel, sorry, we're a little late, but you got it on here about the bid open for the drone, which we've
Call
already
me.
taken care of. Sniper,
Your number.
I'll give it to you
I'll give it
later,
to
I
you.
got it.
Thanks.
We've already talked about the drone, how about the sniper? Anything on that?
Again, that had actually been brought up several meetings ago and has been a thought for some time. But what I would like to do is have 4 people, 2-man teams. The asset of something like that is can't put a price on. I don't know if you guys are, I'm sure you're somewhat aware of how they work and what they do. Situations that could come up that you meet, these are the guys that you send in, and it's not necessarily these guys. I mean, when you say sniper, it's not their primary job is not just to go in to take a shot. The biggest part of their role is intel gathering. When you have a hazardous situation and you can't get close or get information as to what's going on, number of people, what you have hazard wise there, this is what they do. And it's constantly relaying information back to you. So I could get some more in-depth information, cost, and stuff like that together. I'll be here within the next, couple meetings.
You come back, your employees,
Yeah,
not your employees,
sheriff's department.
Oh, no, these are employees.
okay. I just wanna make sure.
This would be, an additional part of their job, at least 4 of them.
Okay, is that it?
You never know when you might need to shoot a drone out of here, sir.
Never know.
But, before I put a whole lot of time and research into it and wanted to bring it to you guys and get your opinion.
Well, you know where we're at, we'd just like to have an idea of the cost.
I will get that to you. And that will be everything from what equipment that they will need to training that they're going to need to go to.
Now, you'll have to buy a couple of rifles for that, won't you?
Well,
You don't have any, like,
technically you need to buy 4.
4.
You're gonna want each man to have a rifle. Now, if you wanted to,
Two.
it's not an efficient way to do it, but you could technically buy 1 rifle per team. But
You got good spotter scopes.
well, we get decent ones.
You got them?
Oh, no, we don't have anything.
Oh, you don't have nothing, have
We
you?
don't have anything.
But you would also need to, the wind, whatever that machine's called, calibrates the wind and all that stuff. You need,
I've done
They was,
7 different long range courses and sniper 1, 2 and urban. So, and not once have I used, now, yeah, that is a tool if you want to,
I had one of them, but I don't know if I still got it.
yeah, they're called Kestrels,
I had one.
but
Chris might have one.
oh, I'm sure he would, he's got everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll get everything put together, equipment that work over that would need. And the important thing there would be the training. These guys are gonna need to go to a good training facility.
and how long is that?
It varies. Most are 7 to 10 days. Now you have some that you can do that would, but there's no need for that.
I'm sure when you come back with prices, you just figure all that in.
We'll get all that together.
Okay, we'll be waiting for that. You don't have nothing else on the drone? Nothing, right?
No, sir.
Okay, you got a couple minutes here, maybe we can move along and do the fire department financial review. What?
The only other thing he had was update on confinement transfer.
Everything seemed to, so far is going well.
Of course.
Again, we're working through some things and gonna make some changes to it when we need to have a meeting with the judges and the magistrates, waiting on them to get back to me. And once we get that done, we'll have some changes and hopefully be able to build that home confinement up to alleviate some of the regional jail bill. And have these guys paying for themselves because home confinement is a form of incarceration. So why not have them pay for their incarceration rather than us having to pay for it?
Agreed. Okay, so you don't have anything more on that, you're good to go?
Am I free to leave, sir?
Yes, sir. Hey, I got a card, I'll get it down to your office. If you're gonna be there.
I should be there, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
One thing I am gonna go do now is, Lauren, not to backtrack, but is stuff that's in the building. Do you know offhand what you still have up there?
I definitely have 3 tables,
3 tables?
yes. These were definitely the items that they didn't bring yet.
I'll try not to take them.
No, my name drew them.
You want to-
We did it when we put them up there. We put them like way back and then we thought somebody took them. So we ran back up.
Well, I'll probably wanna try to get some of that stuff moved out there today. That way we'll be able to get in there, move around and see what I know there's a lot of cabinets still up there, I think. They belong to us.
Was your problem Christmas cabinets? Chris's birthday.
No, the health department put a bunch of cabinets in there too. Krista's cabinets are in there. No, they're not. I think they're at the courthouse. They went to the courthouse.
So they have all that shelving that was, I guess, in magistrate court, family court. And had I known they were there, I wouldn't have bought. The shelving that I bought. I bought all that shelving, then went up there and there was some sitting up there.
I think Krista wants it now. I can't keep up. We're trying to. Yeah, so I think she wants it now though. The roller shelves over in Magistrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Doug's trying to get up there, I was trying to get the stuff ready for the fire marshal, so.
Fire department, financial.
Yes, so I did send out the copy of the legal opinion as well as I just put a brief letter that said we're aware of some concerns. We reached out for a legal opinion, legal opinions attached. And it was more of a just, you need to work on your financial reviews. I've also sent all of the documents over to Charlie so that he can submit them to the Attorney General for opinion. So I was going back and forth with the Attorney General's office, playing phone tag, and I've still not spoken to anyone. Not because they're not being responsive, but because when they call, I'm not available, and vice versa. So although I did realize that it was just gotta go to the prosecutor, so I sent everything to Charlie, and he said he was gonna submit it to the AG for opinion. So we'll be awaiting that, but I wanted to let the fire departments know in the meantime, like, you do need to work on this, because based on current opinion, your money can be withheld, so.
Okay, so that's good.
Yep.
Okay, it's approximately 9:30. You, Mr. Troutman,
Yes, sir.
you wanna got the floor?
Yeah, I'm not gonna take much of your time.
You, whatever you need, you said, stand wherever you need to be comfortable.
Well,
You're
I'm
good.
more comfortable sitting.
Okay, well,
This is my lovely wife Sonia,
Hi,
and
if you wanna sit down here, sir, you're more than welcome, wherever you feel comfortable.
okay. I've got some stuff on my phone and I'll show you. And this is about the MARL, Mid-Atlantic Resiliency Link, they're calling it, okay? Basically, it's an extension cord from western Pennsylvania to northern Virginia. But they wanna come through our property and cut trees and bulldoze roads and tear things up. And from what I understand, we're not gonna benefit. It's going to the data centers in Virginia. Now, we don't know that they're not gonna mine Bitcoin there also, because our government wants Bitcoin, okay? And I don't know nothing about Bitcoin, but they claim they were doing that over in Iran in the same mountain that they bombed to shut down their economy. But to get to the point, we own a home in acreage south of Fort Ashby. Okay, this line is gonna come from 46 across Horseshoe Road, the creek, Frank Poland's farm. Then, because of Sunrise, they're gonna split off into 3 different proposed routes. One of those routes will be very close to our property. The man came to the door back in April, wanted me to sign a paper to give them an option for 3 years to come on the property when they want, 24 they can drill holes, they can cut survey right away. And I said, no. Now, I think it's maybe gonna be south of us, but we're not sure. I went to some of the meetings at Donna Brooks. There's other alternatives to this new right of way. First Energy, which is our Potomac Edison, has a right of way right down the road from us. It has the single 500,000 lattice towers, you've all seen them. There's 3 pairs of phases, 3 phases. Okay. They make towers that'll carry 2 500 lines, okay? Now, I've worked at Mount Storm a lot, I'm a retired iron worker. The line going towards Richmond out of there, 200 and some towers, they replaced because they were 56 years old. And the zinc wears off, they start rusting up. Now, what I'm trying to tell them is. The towers they make now, they have single poles and you've all seen, them. And then you got arms coming off of them. They're made out of Corten steel. The same as these new bridges. They rust so much and then that's it. There's no maintenance. They're there forever. Okay, now, I've tried to tell them, when PJM, you all know who PJM. When they awarded this to NextEra out of Florida. They should have given this 105 mile section to First Energy, cause they already have the right of way. Take their old single 500 towers down, put up the dual 500 towers, use the same existing right of way. No homes lost, no land cut up, no bulldozer, it's all there. Oh, and I talked to the engineers at Slanesville from NextEra, well, that could take 2 years. They're already a year and a half or more out on talking. And I said they did it from Mount Storm Station to Fort Richmond. Okay. Shut it down, you replace the towers instead of one rusting one. Okay. Now, I brought some pictures. And if you go on your internet, you can pull them up. But there's a dual 500 tower. Okay. They just put them up taller, which gets the wires away from us more, okay? All right, there's some there, pictures I took. Now, there's another possibility to this. It's called 8-speed DC. It's high voltage DC current. That can be done. I've heard, they don't do it because it's more money. But there's one of them there that it goes from towers, and they go down, they bury it. So at your places where people live and businesses, you know, put it underground. And then pop back up with a dead end tower and run your wires.
You're a lot safer.
Yes. Brain cancer, heart trouble, skin cancer. I've got a cousin that lives a good ways from the existing 500. You take a voltmeter and get 50 volts off of his downspouts. Is that right? 50 volts. Off his downspouts. It's just like a big antenna. Now, at the meetings, they had some people there and I talked to them and like I said, well, this eminent domain thing, they want to come in and take property that we worked on last year. I said, if First Energy don't want the contract, the NextEra wants it, eminent domain First Energy and use their right. Oh, they can't do that to a company. Oh, I said, okay. But we're opposed to it and these groups are trying to stop it. And I said, I'm sorry, but it's coming. They're gonna feed their data centers.
They want to feed it.
Yes.
We're gonna have to pay for it, which I hate.
So let's try to direct them how to run it and where to run it.
I like the idea of going underground, but I want to share something. And I don't care who knows this, I could care less.
Right.
I don't like being lied to.
Well,
And I'm telling you, they lied to me. Because I asked them about bearing, oh, we can't do that.
right.
They lied. We can do that. I've done some checking, and that's why I'm opposed to it.
DC is much safer underground.
Yes.
And no maintenance, you know,
Nobody getting hurt.
we have to run water lines underground because of what? They'll freeze over. Okay, so these radiating this cancer causing emissions, they don't want to bury. But when I looked up First Energy, their net worth on the computer is $53 billion.
And they're not gonna give you nothing.
No. And like I said, there's two ways, and I've talked with the engineer at the Public Service Commission, and he's up on this, and he says, we're pretty much ready when they come to us with the, want to permit. And I said, well, they've got 3 different routes, and they're not even sure where it's going. But I said, you already have a right of way there that needs some dressing up, and towers changed out, and you could stage those towers, shut it down for a week or 2 at a time, like, at a low season, put some towers up, and then open it up, let them have some juice and then come back.
Oh, I got a simpler, problem with that. Get a backhoe, dig your couple, 3 lines right under them, you don't have to shut nothing down.
The showers here can stay
Yep,
right down the middle. And
I agree,
I'm with you.
I agree 100% with that.
And like I said, we're getting to the point now, we're running out of Wild Wonderful. You know, because they're running this stuff everywhere. And like, if it goes through ours, we're in managed timberland. And if they cut down too much timber, too much woods, our taxes are going back up. So a lot of people's gonna be in that position. And you have to have so many acres in timber, so I don't want it, and right now we have 7 wires in the front of our house following Route 28. There's 3-phase electric, ground, and then there's your phone and this cable and stuff. 7 of them we look at every day. If this crosses the valley up there, we might see the wires, which, you know, it's bad enough, but then again, they're pitting neighbor against neighbor with these 3 different routes. Well, if you run it through here, well, then you run it here and then they're upset. So there's feuding going on in businesses.
That's the objective, isn't it?
Uh,
Is that their objective?
I think it is, and this $500 to come on your property for 3 years, no. And the eminent domain, I think most people are smart enough, if it would come down to where you're gonna lose it, you're gonna try to settle for something. But then the property value was go down. So you're gonna.
You know what I don't understand now, I have an uncle that owned property in Preston County. And they run a gas line across his property.
Yes,
Guess what he got?
probably nothing.
Free gas.
Yeah, okay.
He gets free gas because it's running across the property.
And there's plastic lines out in West Virginia burning, they're burning off, they just let them burn. But your big gas lines and your oil pipelines are buried.
Well, we got on our property, we have a communications cable going from the west coast to the east coast. It's buried on our property.
Okay.
And every so often they got an underground room where they can go in and check things out and whatever. I don't know what all they can do and I've never been in it.
Right.
But there's 2 of them very close to us. And
Well-
what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
And the right of way might be as wide as this room that they have.
Virginia has a no fossil fuel policy. But the federal government gave them these data centers and all the revenue that we didn't get. And you tell me all these reclaimed mining sites we have, we couldn't have built some data centers on them? And had the energy to run them, but no, we lost all that money. We were down there Sunday, they run their transmission lines along the interstates. You'll see 2 towers running 522 down the front row. And they don't want the windmills because of their beautiful scenery. But everywhere we look up here, you see them. And I know it was hard work putting them up, building them, and we got a lot of work from that. I didn't, but they don't last, they don't hold up.
The windmills done one great thing. One,
Put access roads in.
if you're a bear hunter, they're excellent.
Right. Cause you can
That's
access
a fact.
from sheer.
Yes, sir.
Right, but, what they do, they're like a battery drop in the bucket to the grid and we don't benefit. Coal is the way to go, and this next era is nuclear, solar, and windmill. In Pennsylvania, I have a good friend up there. They're selling off their farms to these solar companies. They're coming in and putting solar fields up. And this is next era energy going to Virginia.
It's on.
Well, run it down 68 to Hancock, 522, and you're in Virginia. You know, don't come to our place, and I'm taking up your time with you. I'm going on, and we Luke asked me to
Yeah, I'm Luke, yes.
Asked me to come up, I'm not much on writing, and we've been some long days here lately, but I'm hoping PJM is people to talk to and say, why don't you cancel next year's contract and give us the First Energy and they'll use their existing right on it. But nobody's thought about talking to the head cats that give out this work, see? So, but you're talking coming out of Black Oak Bottom, is when it comes towards us. And I'd say all these windmills are tied into that, so it's all gonna be, new green energy feeding the data centers. But, I'm glad you listened and I appreciate you inviting me in and, like I said, the PSC's got some smart engineers. And he said, yeah, we know some other options for them. But those towers, I talked to Mike McGinnis in Martinsburg, he's with Potomac Edison. He said, we don't really have a time limit on them, but when they start getting bad and rusting, the concrete starts looking bad, they're time to change it. But like you have to look at the future, they change them out and put the 200s on or more. And like you said, dig the trenches.
Dig a ditch.
I don't think it has to be that deep.
I don't know about that, but
Right.
I have no clue, but at least he wouldn't be taking more property. That's my thing, because we're gonna be dealing with this the way it looks.
And
And on our property here before long, because there's one coming through the southern end of. I don't know what's
that's next.
I know it's coming, I've already been contacted about
That's
it.
next.
And I don't like it, but I don't know what we do.
Well, they're getting up petitions and doing all this, but I'm like, you know what? You better try to just direct them with which way to go and how to go instead of, because stopping it's gonna be much harder. I'm done talking and I thank you all for listening.
Y'all very more than welcome.
Thank you very much.
Hey, keep us up on what you learn,
Well, I'll tell you.
I'm wanting to learn a little bit, because I know we're gonna have to deal with it.
You go on that World Wide Web and if you believe 10% of it, you can get an education, but like I said, money, is why.
But it's all about the money.
Underground.
It's all about the money.
Right, well, if they were using their heads when they put these interstates in. Right down the median would be your transmission, water, sewage.
Up in Green County, up in
Yeah, I spent
Knobby Road.
A lot of time up in Grant County.
Do you go, well, you know, up Knobby Road, when up on the other side of Martin. One guy's got 3 lines running over his property up there.
Yeah,
3.
and quarter H come through
And well, Quarter H didn't get his property, it's on us a little bit further south, but
Right.
man, it's a mess up there when you see that.
Well, my wife's a cancer, so and I don't want her even
I don't blame you one
one
of
of the
the
yards from.
I don't have cancer, normal.
Well, I don't either.
Heart problems running in our family, but I
99.
don't want nobody to get it. I don't want this.
No, and there's places where if they run beside it like they say they want to, there'll be a tower on this side of their house and a tower on this.
That's.
And you're right in the middle of the field. Like I said, from here, he's probably at least 100 in the line, and they're getting 50 votes.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you all, God bless you.
And have your day, you know, safe.
Thank you.
I gotta take her to one one.
Uh-oh.
No, I said.
We're gonna get some breakfast.
I said it, go on. Keep doing a good job.
You know, we did put out a resolution to get that too. We knew that. He knew
I
that.
saw it in the paper.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah,
BJM, they're kind of the quiet party in this, but that's who we need to start beating on. And we don't need an out-of-state contractor coming in here doing the work anyway. They're gonna bring their own people. But like I said, there's First Energy, they already have the room. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Be safe.
Take care.
Okay.
Broke, but it's just gonna get the festival.
Yeah. Proclamation. Governor's proclamation for July 4th and 5th holiday.
That's just recognizing the 3rd as a holiday. You guys can make the official motion after the fact.
I make a motion that we recognize that. The holiday,
the third. I second
the
that.
fourth was already considered a holiday.
And I approve that also. All right, Lauren, what you got for that?
Okay, I don't have the number of years that Sheldon Tucker has been doing our financial statement. For probably last 4 or 5 years, she said she was gonna retire. Well, she really did retire this year. So I had a couple names and, highly recommended, was Claytor Enterprises, Marianne Claytor. There's a couple other names provided as well. I called Mrs. Claytor and she is willing to take us on. And, I did tell her I understand that we would be at the bottom of her list. So understanding that, you know, we may or may not meet the deadline that I'm required to meet, which is the publication by October 15th. Especially considering she's in Monongalia County, so we're way. But, her fee would be $5,500 to prepare the financial statement. And, I mean, to be quite honest, I do not feel that I am capable, to do such. If it was just the numbers, it'd be one thing, but when I get into all of the GASB, the depreciation, the liabilities, the, compensated absence, all that kind of stuff.
So you recommended,
Yes, and if I can have approval to go ahead and sign the agreement letter with Claytor Enterprises to do my financial for $5,500.
The agreement letter is at a year-to-year basis.
Yes.
Year thing.
Yes.
Is that more or less than Shelby was? Just curious. Okay.
it's less, Michelle?
Less.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I approve that also, yes.
Shelba did a lot in person with us and she's taught us a lot over the years. She helps the sheriff's office with their financial as well. So,
Okay, moving right along, we got the budget revision.
yes, so, budget revision, the actual carryover, we're short what expenses we had, we were only because that carryover 6,000. Our carryover was actually $55,940. Now, after it builds up to a certain amount, because we have our quarterly contributions that we give for HPN libraries and such. Every once in a while, when it gets to this point, because we do have to buy a sheriff cruiser, when it gets to a point that money reaches this point, I talked today, we can use that money towards a cruiser. That's one of the eligible expenses out of Hope. So I actually have 2 different budget revisions in front of you. The same amount, 55,940, but the one budget revision would be going into 980 law enforcement equipment. If you wanted to use that towards a vehicle, the vehicle purchase for this year, which I understand will probably take place sometime maybe in August. Or the 987, if it goes in there, which is where we usually just put the carryover, it's under courthouse expenses. But it does take several years for that carryover to build up to the point where it's enough for a cruiser, and it has received that.
But we did order a cruiser and I guess that's what it'll probably be in August, so it's gonna have to be paid for something.
Yes,
If you put it in courthouse, that's towards the courthouse improvement, this is that one.
yes. Kind of, because we have set items already that we budgeted for, and said the 4-H, the Piedmont Library, Historical Foundation, Tucker Community Foundation.
What's 1920?
That was just the balance.
Oh, balance,
Yeah.
okay.
That's in
That was just the
courthouse.
balance is where I put the previous balance was the
Gotcha.
1920. We've been putting in courthouse because we had the improvement project going on, so, you know, the money we had there, but. Again, we are buying a cruiser, and every couple years when the funds do get to the point in full where we purchase a vehicle.
You guys started thinking about just doing this on service yet? Well. But any of the cruisers we got lots of them on service yet.
I don't know, or I don't know, were they up there? We'll just, I can tell you, it's routine.
All right.
No, that's all right.
I just think about that. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll find out.
So you have two different scenarios. The carryover is the carryover. That's not gonna change. It's whether you want to go in a 980 sheriff law enforcement or 987 courthouse. Or if you want to go somewhere else.
And can you split it, or does it all have to go one way or another?
Well, if you're gonna. A cruiser is gonna be around $54,000 to $55,000. So it doesn't help to split it. It's either. probably one or the other.
So you think we ought to put it in the 980, the law enforcement?
We already-
We're gonna have to take money out of the other one, put them there anyway, right?
If you're, I mean, you're gonna have to buy a cruiser, apparently.
Yeah, that's
it's
what I'm
ordered in August anyway, so you're either gonna take it out of general county or you're gonna take it out of Cole. Like I said, it takes several years for the carryover figure to get enough in there to go towards the vehicle, and it's just at that point now.
Well, let me ask you a question. What would make it easier on,
So it don't matter, we're either gonna cut a check out of general county, cut a
so
check out
it
of
don't
Cole.
make any difference which one?
No, but usually when you have money in Cole, they wanna know why you're holding so much money in there.
Just my opinion, we've already ordered the cruiser, we've got to pay for it out of somewhere. Cole's got, well, I guess it's not as limited as use. You don't use coal for certain things, to me, it makes sense, so just buy the cruiser, but it doesn't
Law
matter,
enforcement battle cruisers, what you're asking.
that's my opinion.
I think I agree.
I'll make a motion, we put it into the law enforcement, and it's earmarked for to pay for the.
Oh, yes.
So,
Then with the excess, whatever the cruiser, you know. If it's only 54 something, then we'll do another budget revision and move it back into. Whatever the remaining balance is back in the courthouse application.
Or for excess money, can it be used for, with the cruise as well, like, so,
There won't be enough in there for that, I mean.
but if you go.
but it can go towards it, right? Deal with that.
It's- If it's not. Over, maybe we could see.
Yeah,
that.
okay.
But if it's not that, it's not much.
Okay, that's pretty much it. Library's not here yet. Do you wanna try to get?
I know I did those later appointments, thinking we were gonna
Well,
be here for a while.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask Valley since she is here. Valley, would you like to want to go? Cause we've got all our business taken care of and the other appointments is not here. Are you, huh?
I'm waiting on something.
You're waiting on someone? Okay, that's
I'll
fine.
find out they're not gonna come.
Can we do the paperwork?
For asking you your reports. Then we can really knock out the rest of the
Yeah,
agendas.
I wanna do
Here comes secretary.
Just the library.
Just letter with a letter, so just what happened.
Are you the only one coming to the library?
I'm not supposed to be.
You're not, well, you want us to wait a little bit then for you?
Please.
Yeah, okay, that's not a problem. Okay. Luke?
Yeah, so I've only got a couple of things. I didn't have this put on the agenda, but it will be signed. It's for our emergency management performance grant. You all already approved it. when we
What?
submitted
Sorry.
The emergency management performance grant, EMPG. You guys approved it when it's submitted, but, we got our award documentation. It's for $38,245. That's for a portion of Eileen and I's salaries. I'll get Roger's signature on that. Oh, the parks agenda item. The executive session property acquisition. That we had a couple weeks ago. Have you guys made any headway on that or what's?
No, I haven't. How soon are they wanting us to?
They emailed me the day after the last meeting.
Okay.
Cause they wanted to explore other options if you all aren't interested. It's not that they're. Looking for it all to happen very quickly, but they would like a tentative decision. 'Cause they wanna explore other options.
I say,
How much do you say it's gonna cost?
you're talking about farm.
No, campground.
But that's what I'm saying, up there, campground.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We can't afford to do that.
That's whatever, I just wanted to present that to you all, I just needed to know.
I've been talked a little bit with Randy Smith over it and looking at different options as far as a resort, stuff like that, because there's things that are coming open for us. If we want to start moving in that direction, that's the only reason why I hesitate one lots and maybe taking it, not passing.
It would be a big responsibility, but it also,
Yes.
I see absolutely both sides, and that's why I presented it to y'all to.
In the meantime, if they want to pursue, other people continue to look at it, as long as our option is still there to pursue it too, is that simple?
Well, they were gonna start looking at private sector options, and I'm sure once a private sector person would. I mean, honestly. My opinion is probably. It's kind of shaky, but I would probably say. Tell them to explore other options, and if nothing else works out, circle back. But I don't know what you all wanna do.
But that's the thing that talked about is private sector anyway, like Stonewall.
Right,
and
exactly.
stuff. So that, to me, that would be a better option than the county trying to run that
Right.
place.
Yeah, exactly, yes.
And then it would be, then we could, with the private sector, then be taxed on the property and stuff, or is it still under the?
I don't know how that works, cause it would be a lease. My
Okay.
guess is there probably would be taxes. But I don't know.
Yeah. If it's still owned by the Army Corps of Engineers. then-
Right.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what you do up there, any improvements that you make is going to be ultimately owned by the Corps of Engineers.
Right.
And depending on what kind of lease you got into, at some point they get to step in and just take it back over.
Right, and they are willing to look at long term, but honestly, when we discussed it with them, like Cody Eileen and I, just on the preliminary dig. I think if we were gonna do something, we need to do short term first, just in case it didn't work out, because it would be terrible to get into a 100-year lease and then start losing.
Yeah.
Money year after year and be stuck with it.
We're talking about hiring more people too.
We would have to hire.
Oh, yeah.
There's no saying how much.
The biggest challenge is that I see driving around up there is the water. And that's to me, that's the number one challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. So what do you wanna do? Just time to.
The suggestion that Luke just had, circle back around to us.
Yeah.
Private.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, so just tell them to explore other options, and if nothing else works out, they can circle back and we'll really take a deep hard look at it.
Just for the people that don't know, the Army Corps of Engineer approached us about taking on the campground up at, Jennings Randolph Lake. So that's the decision we just made to pass on it. And hopefully they'll come back around to us if we're supposed to take it.
And the majority of that discussion happened in executive session several meetings ago, because it was a property acquisition. But since they're gonna turn it down, there's no reason to,
What's it cost?
nothing.
Thank you.
Well, I shouldn't say nothing, the property lease costs nothing, but the operations of the campground are not substantial, but
There's no water there. We'd have to transfer water into it, and then we'd have to hire, if not 2 full-time people to run it. And, yeah.
Okay, so. The library board is ready to go, right?
you guys will make that into an official motion.
Oh, well, hold on 1 minute.
I'll make a motion that we, pass on the campground and tell them to circle around and maybe we'll consider it again later if they run out of.
Okay.
I second that.
Approve that also. Okay, I'm sorry, yes, ma'am.
Do you want us to come up there?
Wherever you're comfortable.
Understood it. I'll stay here. So back on June 17th, we had an incident in the library. I'm sure you're aware how old the building is. Some of the plaster from the very top of the building fell down through our drop ceiling and damaged a good bit of it. So we've been closed due to safety reasons, obviously. We found a temporary office space, thanks to Mark Sigler, but that's only gonna let us use or offer services to the community as like printing, copying,
Limited.
like the notaries that we do, since we've been doing a lot of those. Unfortunately, trying to get books out to people or DVDs or have like meeting spaces or the computer usage that we usually offer. The board and I feel that it's a bit unsafe to let people in there. Luckily, this happened at night, so it wasn't gonna hurt anybody. But some of the chunks that fell through were this big. They would have hurt someone tremendously. So we are still temporarily closed. I would like to keep that building closed if possible. We're looking into getting a new library building up quickly, with a modular type construction or building on the land that we do have. However, the board and I wanted to ask if there's any way we can have, or if you guys have any suggestions or ideas on a temporary space that we would be able to move our books to or our items to in order to let the public be able to use those services as well.
I will say that Dia contacted the health department immediately and they responded very quickly to see if there was asbestos in any of the fallen ceiling parts. There was not asbestos in those particular particles, but there is asbestos toward the back of the library, which has not fallen down at this point in time.
Yep.
We are very concerned for the library staff as well as any patrons entering that building. As she mentioned, she brought a few of the pieces of the particle plaster in to show us after she was assured that it was not asbestos, and those pieces were this large. They came through the drop ceiling, mangled the framework. That's the force of which those pieces came down. So we are concerned about safety and we are looking to try to find a temporary spot in which for them to continue their operations and also do some, I guess you could say, some relatively minor services to the public at this time, instead of just being closed. We're really concerned about investing any additional money into that old building at this time, because it would be extremely expensive to go through that drop ceiling, clear up to where the ceiling is, where those pieces fell. That it seems like money that would be wasted that we could put toward the new library in the hopefully near future. As Dia mentioned, we've talked about doing a modular, possibly on the property that we already own by the bowling alley. And we'd like to get that process started. We've already formed a committee of people from the community who are going to meet on July the 21st to help us discuss, advise, and guide us on what they would like to see in a library for the Kaiser community. So we are moving a little quicker than we anticipated to get the new library built. But in the meantime, we need a place, excuse me, for a photocopier. It's amazing to me as a board member, how many people use that library not to borrow books. But many people come in and just say, will you print this off my phone? They want access to a printer, the computers, the audio books. It's not just paper books that they're looking for. So we're concerned about the safety. We need a temporary space. We talked a little bit about the building right next to us, the old GC Murphy building. It's very convenient because it's right there. We don't know the difficulty or the ease of using that building as a temporary space, but that has been thrown around in our board meeting as a possible solution in the short run.
When is how long will it all going to be moving back into? Take out this. Do you know
In the next month or two,
in the next month or so?
but that building's not big enough to do all.
No, I know, but it would be a help.
You guys currently in the building that's right now?
I don't know.
The other concern would be that building's not all sort of report files and stuff. They would like,
They're
no,
gonna have music for story.
well, no, it's already full, so like Cody's literally a file room.
Huh?
Cody's office is in a file room.
Yeah, I know. Well, I knew that. Yeah, but I didn't know if it was, I thought it was, from- how about the ones, probation's in it? When are they gonna be moving out?
Oh, but next month or two. The blue building,
Yeah. The Louisville.
I don't know, if it's safe any longer.
Well. But they wanted, you need a temporary place to store.
For the books, yes.
But you want access to them, you want people to be able to get to the books, right?
I would like the workers themselves to be able to get to the books. That way the patrons can come and pick them up. I'm not asking for a space where patrons can help them.
During COVID, we offered a curbside service where people would call in. And then our library employees would take the books out to the curb and give them to people without them actually entering the library. So I think he is kind of thinking a little
More
bit.
along those lines.
How long do you anticipate? Do you have any idea? That started on the building, we're talking probably a year, at least a year,
Oh,
in order for you to get a building put up, right?
Modulars can take a little less than that, but in order to do it correctly, I would think probably a year.
That's the only building I know we may have in a month or two. Is where the old bar building is, the blue building where.
probation.
Where probation, yeah.
Which building is that? I'm sorry.
It's, you know where the probation office used to be out here, where the lawyer bar was in it?
The long building there?
It's a blue building right on this side. What is that?
It's the blue
West
house
Street?
next to the courthouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the blue house right across the street from the courthouse, coming this way. It's West, is that West Street? That building here will be open probably within the next month to 2 months.
If they're in it for a year, we won't be able to complete the.
Well, I know that, but that's, yeah, I agree with that.
I'm hoping that we can find something that's a little bit more long-term storage in the meantime, especially if we have it for a couple of months, that'll give us some time to find like a permanent, or not, maybe not a permanent, but a longer term solution.
Where RIM used to be, Jason Hale owns the first floor of that building, and it's half, a good portion of that first floor is vacant.
Oh.
And actually,
The old bank.
yeah, the old bank. And, another one, and I don't know, Development Authority is gonna be closing on the old hospital soon. And they don't intend to start working there for a little bit. I don't know if, I can't speak for them. I'm not saying that can happen.
Yeah, no.
But there's a lot of space in that building, and I don't know if they could give, like, cause they've got another project they have to get done before they're gonna start that one. So I don't know if that would be an option to explore.
You're probably looking for someplace rent free too, you probably don't have the budget to be able to pay rent. Correct?
Unfortunately, no, if we had to, I could probably figure it out. Mark Dilsignor for just a small office space is doing $200 a month just so he can pay the utilities, but I know he's gonna lose money on that as well.
Maybe get a hold of Keith or Kevin, find out what Kevin. Kevin Clark, you know Kevin?
Yes, I know Kevin.
I could give them a call when we're gonna start. I don't know if they'll answer right now, but I. Yeah, that's a long time. It's just,
I can check on the building next to you. And
That would be helpful. You mean in the old GC Murphy building? That would be helpful because I wonder sometimes if folks would be thinking or not even knowing about the library being closed and they
Yeah.
make the trip. And then they find out they have to reroute to a whole other area to get to a library service. That would be so convenient, right beside the library. If there's nothing,
well, we would have to check on. As far as that building goes. With the Masons own that, we would have to check on our liability insurance and how that would affect.
Yeah.
That. If you're just wanting to store stuff in there, maybe one person, one or two people going in and out to retrieve books. That may be, a lot better as far as liability goes.
Absolutely.
What about Royal Air up here, the office used to be divided, but now it's not.
Where's that at?
Royal Air here in the court, big, but
I think it's all divided into indoor storage.
is what,
I think it's all divided into indoor storage units.
because up above, they had 4 apartments.
Yeah, there's apartments up there.
Yeah, and the bottom I thought was the big one. I don't know.
Again, you're talking about businesses that they're gonna want money, they're not gonna,
They might want a reduction,
so.
he said, you never know, as a charity,
Your high school.
you ask.
This,
Just the 2 gyms.
You gotta check papers.
Jack,
Yeah, check with Jack on that.
The rest of that building is not usable at all.
It's not.
No, it's not. The sprinkler system and everything is busted and breezy, so. There's the fire hazard with the electric, so they've got that whole side set off.
I don't know if there's anything at the old high school or not, Jack and Russo and Jack.
That's what I was just talking about.
Oh, it's not, it's
Yeah, I
not,
was wondering which building. we
Oh,
were
sorry,
speaking
Gary.
of, Jason.
I thought so. What you guys were talking about. Excuse me, that's what I thought you guys were talking about when I walked back in, but yeah, that old high school,
it's not,
it's not usable.
okay, I didn't know, I haven't been in. I don't know. Maybe Kevin can help out.
We would need someplace that has computer access, of course, internet capability. That's also something searching. Yeah, further involvement of the short term.
They need space, you need spaces, I think it's right.
It is. It is.
There's a couple individuals that just own structures on Main Street. Have you spoken with any of them, or have you spoken to a realtor about looking for locations?
We've only spoken to Mark Delson so far. He actually has a property across from the library. However, when we were talking about office spaces, the use of a bathroom would have to go through like an apartment. And we didn't find that feasible for that person, because I don't want to inconvenience anybody. So far as an office space, he's helped us out. But we haven't spoken further on like a longer term solution, which is we need a temporary right now, so.
So they don't even own the hospital yet, they don't close on until next week, so he doesn't really wanna commit to space, he doesn't own it yet. He really feels like you guys should reach out to John Hale though, about the RIM space, cause. The Development Authority pays very little for their rent, and if that doesn't work out and nothing else works out, he said he's certainly willing to circle back and revisit it. But he does not wanna commit doing it, he doesn't even own it yet. He said he'd like to own it for at least a week before he commits any spaces. So, but he said, really check with John Hale, cause then that's right next door to you guys too. And he thinks he'll probably work with you, and if not, if you can't find anything, circle back and we can definitely revisit that.
Okay. I'll reach out to him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Johnny.
I'm sure I do somewhere, but I'd have to, the best thing to do is just call Mineral.
John.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, Jason both. Yeah.
okay.
We appreciate your time.
Yes, very much.
And sorry, we just don't have like at the moment, we're struggling to have
Yeah,
storage for our
yeah,
own
right.
things. Yeah. So.
Now, they did not bring the letter, to reappoint, Jeffrey Powles to the library board. But I don't know if you guys would be willing to take a verbal without, and then she'll send me the letter.
Yeah.
They could get done with.
Because it is your recommendation that, and he is also in agreement, Jeffrey Powles to be reappointed to the library board.
He's been with us for as long as I've been there, so.
Good ball.
I'll make a motion, we reappoint Jeffrey Pauls, the intent that we will receive a letter.
Yeah, yes.
I second that, I'm pretty good also. Okay. I'm sorry we couldn't be better help with you getting the storage building. Space is a problem, isn't it?
Space is the problem.
Okay, anything else you have?
Not really.
Good, let me get back to my report then.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I already brought up the Second Circuit Judge Suite, we'll get that taken care of. Our cyber security grants, they are, Global is working, well, wanted us to work on getting a list for employees who will be participating. I think Sandra reached out to you yesterday, Lauren.
Yes, then she said our cybersecurity or our cyber IT, and I thought, I wanted to ask her, who was she referring
It's
to?
through Global.
And I know you did it through West Virginia Court also, so.
Oh, yes, no, this is through Global, that cybersecurity grant we did, it's for monthly cybersecurity trainings for employees. So they wanted a list of employees that the elected officials want to participate,
Okay.
like obviously all the commission employees will participate, but I thought to reach out to you all. To see
But
if
we
you
just
want
get
to
a link, so everybody watches it on their own.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, everybody does it on their own computer, on their own, whatever. So we are working on that, our different court security grant. You know, I don't think I have a whole lot. I guess just as an FYI, the Office of EMS did reach out about, Tri-Towns EMS being first year in Piedmont. I guess they're concerned because it's not a West Virginia licensed agency. We've been through this 1,000 times, but they are now concerned again. So I have a meeting scheduled, speaking of the devil, with Colby and Office of EMS Director Ratliff this week, to discuss that matter, and I'll bring that back to y'all and let you know,
I
what's
mean,
going
they
on.
want them to be the first responders to
No, they want us to alert a West Virginia agency and Tri-Towns.
Tri-Towns comes to a lot of stuff anyway.
Tri-Towns, no, EMS, not fire. So Tri-Towns EMS actually handles Piedmont by themselves. We don't alert the West Virginia
Yeah.
agency. They always have because they're right there.
They're right there.
But they're not a West Virginia licensed agency, so apparently it's come up as a concern. So we're going to discuss that and see what we can do, because we really don't wanna have to alert Kaiser on every single call in Piedmont. Cause even if we can cancel them, it's still gonna be a burden to an already heavily burdened agency. So we're gonna be working on that. Everybody knows the courthouse will be closed on the 16th. The courthouse facilities grant, Tom has worked up some renderings, for what the judges want. We're meeting with the judges again next week. I think on the 6th, actually, the day the courthouse is closed, we're meeting with them, so the 16th. To go over those again, to make sure they're happy. Once we get them happy in the Supreme Court, I'll bring those to a meeting so you all can look at them, and then we'll, put those out for bid so we can get those numbers submitted. That's, I think, all I've got. Yeah.
Just look at one day here, sorry. All right, on June 25th, had a chase car meeting. Just continue to walk through all the processes of getting that set up. June 26th, drone demo with the
We're all three of you there.
Yes.
Yes. Also, I went to Martinsburg on the 26th to a Region 7 workforce meeting. Down there to be a part of that and hear the reports of what's going on. The July 3rd, was invited to come up to Elk Garden for their little carnival that they have. It was pretty impressive. Just a neat little community event. It was pretty neat how the whole community came together. Also on the 28th, sorry, I think that was a Saturday, helped move desks and things up to the 911 center for setting up the chase car offices. And then July 1st, you were there for that, the interviews for the chase car, for the chase car employees. Just one little side note. This weekend, I was down in Richmond. A man who was part of our community for years, who had moved down there to be closer to his daughter. It was a very, very impactful in my life, changed my life. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him and his input into my life. I called him every week, even when I lived overseas, I called him at least once a month while we were over there and things, and, just wanted to give honor to him. He was very impactful in our community as far as setting up the youth center, the fire escape. For 30 years, he ran it, and, really, anything youth, he was involved in, and, his name was Forrest Cosner, and I couldn't, be more, honored when he called me son, so. Just wanted to, that's this weekend down in Richmond, was down there with him before he passed away, so. Just wanted to make mention, it was a great resident of Mineral County, lived in Piedmont, Kaiser. And now served the county well, obviously, so.
Why was this stuff in Richmond?
He moved down there with his daughters.
Okay.
Yeah, he had just moved down there a while ago, to be close to them.
Okay, of course, I didn't attend a lot of meetings, but I had a lot of phone conversations just the last couple of weeks. I was at the drone thing, was supposed to have a Parks and Rec meeting, but it got canceled, and moved to the 21st. I've been on the phone with Cindy Powell, Cindy, Barrington National Family Services for the problem they have down there. I've talked to Region 8, I think 2 or 3 different times. They need some grant. And I don't know what they're gonna do with their sewer system down there. Because I don't think they can afford to borrow money, and there's no grant available for them unless a PSD would take them over. And the sad thing about it, Fountain PSD has say over Burlington, but they don't have a sewer PSD. They got water. And they don't have the ground down there to put it on. Now, I have talked to one family member about the ground. So I gotta follow up with that. I just haven't had time here in the last couple of days to do it, so. I don't know what's gonna happen there, where they need it bad, but we're trying to get the whole little town of Burlington.
Well, they have an issue with their sewer system?
Yeah,
That they have?
yeah, they have some issues with it.
They have a aeration unit there, don't they?
I don't know what all they got. I can't answer that. I don't know. But I know that the sewer system in Burlington is it's not. Maybe the septic system, maybe the school system, and everything's on with the house.
Yeah.
But,
County feeds into that too, or the schools.
that's what I'm saying. School feeds into it with the houses. There's down at one street, there's, I don't know how many houses.
All those houses tied into it as well.
Yeah, and, but Region 8, I've been on the phone with them 2 or 3 times. I talked to Melissa and Kim. So I just gotta check a couple things, because there's no money available. That's the new PSD. There's no money available for Burlington, which I'm sad, because the service they run with kids. And, I don't know.
Do all of those residents pay Burlington?
Yeah, I'm not sure about
what going.
I don't know how that works with the school and stuff. School's on sewer system. It's not a septic system down there.
So there's a special treatment plant there that I thought was for the Burlington United Methodist School and for the primary school that's there. And I thought the school board was partially paid for that when it was put in.
They put in a septic system. Theirs is on a septic system with some of the house, they're joined with some of the house stuff. I don't know the whole detail, but they're looking for money.
I don't know if it's only for residential, but every now and then I have to write a letter for John Bell Signor because it's a loan program. For residents who have failing septic systems, and if there's no plans for sewer, is it a loan, Dutch?
Yeah, it's a
And
loan.
we just write a letter that says there's no plans, then they can get a loan to fix their failing septic.
Yeah, but it won't cover, it also won't cover a surface discharge system. Which I believe that's what Burlington has out there. But that's what
I think
they're
that's what we got.
the surface, it's a treatment, basically, it's a treatment plant.
But no landowners want to come up with any ground, and I'm talking to one. We'll see how it goes.
You're talking about a lot of money.
You're talking a lot more.
Would they be willing to go with the public service district? Like the PSD?
You gotta get the whole community of Burlington on board there. And then whenever they sign up for that, businesses don't count, they can sign up, but they don't count. There's grants available, but you gotta have two things to have a grant. First, you gotta have a PSD willing, there's no PSD over there, so you'd have to either give it to New Creek or Fountain. Or
Actually,
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt would be the only one, because New Creek puts theirs in the Kaiser.
Well, no.
They don't have the manpower to run a treatment facility.
I know that, but the thing of it is, they could take it over and do it. You got one guy up there's all they got.
Yeah, they would need somebody that's licensed to be able to handle a treatment plant. New
Yes.
Creek doesn't have that.
New Creek doesn't have that, well. So the way it looks, it'd have to go towards.
In fact, actually Frankfurt outsources their people that run their
It's
treatment.
a Miller, right?
And I don't know,
Yeah.
and they gotta get permission from Fountain for Frankfurt to go into that area. Cause that's Fountain PSD,
And Fountain PSD doesn't provide sewer.
they don't provide sewer. And you can't get no money, no grants, unless you got a PSD involved. It's a complicated mess. So I don't know what to do. It's a headache, is what it is. But I feel for them, something's gotta be done.
The package plant at DOH, is it too small?
It's-
Explain more.
No, it won't handle no more, the state won't take it on, that's what I suggested. Yeah, I don't know how many, I was speaking in one of them portable places, named
It depends, it has to be sized to however you want to tie it in there.
I don't know how many residents and businesses is there.
That's what you'd have to
Look up to.
find out how many people are hooked up to it now, and then you could create a treatment plant. There, you're talking about a couple $1 million, something like that, a few million.
But there's grants available for that, there could be grants for it, but they gotta go,
So it sounds like really need a public service district trying to come in there.
well, we
And-
gotta get the ground first.
Wow, okay.
But we do, yeah, so if you do a public service district and then get the ground, you're talking about a large treatment facility that would handle the entire community, including all the other houses around it. And you're talking about $30-40 million for a treatment facility to handle all them houses.
Well, if you go from portable,
You're still gonna be,
you could probably go with two of the big portables, I don't know what they cost, I don't know. But they're not cheap.
Always problems, and they're always.
There's always a problem, and there's one solution to all the problems.
money.
Lots of it, though. That's the problem. It's never for $5,000, we can fix this problem. Everything's 5 million.
I gotta go down, and I talked to one family member, but I gotta talk to the other one about the problem. I don't know if they'd be willing to,
And that's to put a package plant on.
yeah.
Well, they could put a package plant right there where they're at now, for the, at least, it's just to handle the school.
Yeah, but this is, they don't have the money. Here's the issue. The school, Burlington does not have the money.
Oh, I understand that.
Okay, in order to get the money, grants, you gotta go with PSD.
Okay.
Okay, and there's no PSD there, so there's some steps gotta take place. So that's what I've been dealing a lot with, lately. I've been getting calls off this side, I don't. We don't have the money to do it, I don't know that, do you know?
Not 30 or 40 million for sure.
I don't know if you beat that, but it's gonna take a few years.
Yeah, that's.
Okay,
Done?
yes, sir.
All right. Last meeting, 25th. I was on the Zoom call for the NACO Northeast Regional Monthly Meeting. Then that evening, me and Roger went up to the Tucker County Commission meeting.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. I know there was something I didn't write down. Got that.
Thursday, 26th, during demonstration. That evening, I was at the Chummy Islands Airport Authority meeting. Monday the 30th. West Virginia First Foundation meeting online. And it's up about it.
Sorry, I forgot about the federal county. I've been on the phone so much, I just dragged me nuts.
And I'm going up to New Creek Water Association meeting this afternoon. Want to meet, somebody from the hospital up there, just to talk to New Creek Water about the water going to the hospital, going to PBH. Had an issue there last month where the line got broke and hospital didn't have any water. And so they had to shut down. And it cost them, whenever that happens and they have to cancel surgeries and stuff like that, cost them a bunch of money. And they end up turning in insurance claims, but they were looking for an alternative, which that's beyond our role. I mean, I don't know that we can help any with that. Just kind of set up a meeting with them in New Creek. And you told them I would be there. Also, 4:30. I probably won't go back. Yeah, I think it's 4:30. And, well, I've talked to Amy from. She heard that, yeah, 4:30. I talked to Amy from the hospital several times. She's looking into, they have an engineer on staff and they're looking into possibly putting a water tower or water tank or something like that up, so. But we'll discuss that with New Creek this afternoon and kind of go through some alternatives, maybe. That's about it.
You got anything on? I know you've been working on minutes. That's.
Today's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's not, it's not my birthday, I'm 50 today.
Wow. No, I wasn't gonna ask your age, I don't get into that.
I made
Do
it
that.
50.
When you get to be as old as I am, quit having. Quit having birthday.
Text Margaret, said, tell her we're running early.
She was actually in a meeting, so that's why she asked for a later appointment. So as soon as she's out of her meeting, she'll be here, so.
Valerie, you're still waiting on someone?
I'll give it to you then, so that you.
Yeah, we've just been busy in the office working with year end, fiscal year end, and getting the new fiscal year started. So we're in pretty good shape, other than, yes, getting. I still have to get the election room sorted out, we're still unpacking stuff and then getting the minutes caught up too.
Okay, then check your real first and do, checks,
Bills.
bills, checks.
May I ask a question that's
Yes, ma'am.
unrelated to the library issue
Sure.
that as a resident of Mineral County? I live in Great Oak Valley and it is currently under construction for a sewer project, and I heard your discussion here about sewer projects. It will not affect me directly because I am on the higher portion of Great Oak Valley and there are about 4 or 5 of us that will not receive the sewer tap opportunity, but my son lives in the lower part. Who is doing that? We don't even, many of us as residents don't know how that happened, who's doing it,
You mean, now, when you say.
initiated it.
Well, I don't know who initiated, but I know New Creek PSD is the one it's the PSD is covering it. I don't know who's doing the construction of it, I don't know. I know back a year or so ago, we had a lot of, well, I got a lot of complaints about things up there, we had to go up and meet with people. And, because if you are so far from a see, this does not make sense. If water line goes close to your house, you have to hook up.
Well,
I
that
mean,
was
you
my
don't
next-
have to hook up, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
But sure you do.
Well, that was my question. If it, like my son, he lives on the lower part of.
How far is he from it?
I think he's fairly far from
If it's
a tap or what, I'm not familiar with the vocabulary, but
the,
he has to pay for that hookup from, or lay the pipe, right? Is that correct?
Yes. And I assume it's a gravity, because you only have to hook up if it's a gravity system. If it's a, a grinder system you don't, but I assume it's a gravity system up there.
Well, and if you're so far from hookup, you do not have to hook up to it according to Jeremy Chamber, who's worked for New Creek, and was the one shared that. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 250 feet. You have to go 250 feet, because you know, Will and Amy
Will and Abe.
Golf.
Oh, yes, yes.
See, they're the one
Yeah.
that contacted me. I know Will and Ann very well,
Okay,
and we had a meeting up there with them,
okay.
and I don't know why you have to hook up to sewer, but you don't have to water. That to me is
Environmental.
yeah. But I don't know.
But
So-
how was the whole project, how were we selected to receive city sewerage in Red Oak Valley? Did that come through the commission, or is that in the public service district? Or
I don't know who got that.
The public service district does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know who really got it started. I can't answer that. I don't know.
The whole process is taken care of through staff. The county commission appoints the board members. And actually, we funded the exploration and engineering through the American Rescue Plan. That was the request of the New Creek PSC, but New Creek PSC initiated the whole process. Yes.
But I don't know who actually started, got it moving. I do not know.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I can't give you a better answer on that, but. Do you know? Are these already?
That has just been the board. I don't know, dude.
You mean that? You could.
Yeah, I've been against the board. I don't know.
Well, it looks like there's some there, but those are stapled together. There's a sign here, tab.
You guys are certainly welcome to sit here, but a lot of people feel like they're committed because they don't want to be rude. You definitely not have to be so here. You are definitely welcome to, you don't have to.
This is the boring part.
Yeah, they're just signing bills.
Sorry. Don't breathe. I think they said on Monday, there was a program in the ring, yes, over there.
I was looking at that just a little bit ago.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to have a list. Yep. We need to talk to you about that. We need to
Oh, it's something like that. All that equipment.
We need to have all here.
Did you get a letter? Then
I did not
they
hear
don't do
it.
this.
Something.
They don't. They say, just. You can pay it or you won't pay it.
See, I got one sign of sheets.
It's all the one, this is also a private, you want that.
Oh, I didn't remember.
It's actually doing it as a. They're doing it.
Halfway. Yes. I just didn't.
Yes. Yes.
I probably, it's small.
Did you want to compare distributing roads? Or you want to do that?
That's your property.
I don't know.
Properties.
Yeah, we'll talk about it now.
Probably gonna go away in that horse where it's not 2200, but all roads.
And he has city guys, and he has one.
Yes, yes.
Does it, that have one wants, just.
Yeah, I think he's into the back.
You know what your brother's doing? Thank you. I'm Johnson, great open.
All the way up to the end.
Okay, okay.
That is up there.
Liz, you got any questions? I can't forget that. I apologize.
I know, I do, I do.
But if you do, just speak up.
The rest of us all, I see.
You have another USB of those cars? You just have one of each, you said you want.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
just throw it away.
Thank you very much for your time.
No, you.
I'm Karen Campbell. I know your son Mark very well.
I don't know if it's.
My husband's
Sorry
like,
about that.
You're John's, okay, I thought that woman looked familiar, but I couldn't put her name. Okay, all right, well,
We might say that again.
Okay, so we got two of these. I have no idea what these are.
I don't know where our acreage, there's 140 times, so.
Do you think they just sent them out to? That would be the deal, yeah.
you know, Ken,
No.
even Mrs. King,
Do you think it's only if
after
it's
she said.
farm, maybe they send it out there?
Everybody's getting it.
But
I think it's all commercial.
I remember her, she was behind us in school.
You did. Here's all the.
I think.
I think it was off last week and yesterday.
Oh, and I have some bills for you to sign too.
Okay, so call me into the check.
Yeah, you can. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's why you come in, I was like.
Do any of you all know about acreage reporting to the USDA Farm Service Agency for the commission? Crop acreage. We don't have any crop acreage. Why would we get these?
What kind of crop acreage? What,
This is all I got.
for like stuff,
Yeah, it's cheap.
I'm thinking they just had a generic list of
They got.
commercial people they sent out. They should really put some.
yeah, there's not much on there.
I'm gonna go with it, it's okay.
I do have questions.
So Ellen just handed these to me, they are not jacketed, please don't use the paper clips. So, you know what goes together, okay?
What I mean, not for you, son.
Eileen was off last week and yesterday, so she just got through processing. So
Hey, what are we gonna do? We never approved a new prosecuting attorney yet. What are they gonna do? It's never come out.
You approved the money for it last meeting.
Yeah, it's pretty money.
Yeah, you did, so we need to put that on.
That's what I was thinking about that. Now, does he have to bid that out or put that out for bid? I mean, for application and I'll get it right. I'm thinking money.
You want him to copy?
You don't have to be here. We already heard him. I mean, he's busy enough. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know what we're gonna do with this kid. Something's gotta be done. We got a mess. People only knew what was going on with some of these little kids. I got an idea how to fix it, but it's against the law. Well, you think, you know, there was a little 5-year-old boy. You wanna hear this? I'm telling you, this is sick. This is sick. A little 5-year-old boy. They had to interview him the other day. Do you know what the stinking low-life mother did? And I don't care who hears it. She took cigarettes and burned him all over it burns. Can you imagine doing that to somebody? It's sad.
It's terrible.
Yesterday, Sarah's house had 6 interviews with abused kids. 6. In our area. Some stuff is done.
Here, copy that.
But I was their bill runs almost the same every single month within like a couple dollars.
And then that's the one that you had to, we had to adjust.
Oh, okay.
Thank Joel too.
You are,
I did, look at- I haven't missed it as yet.
oh, I'm sorry, I thought.
That's my family this morning, because I didn't have their birthday. That's
I thought-
Hang up, not up.
Didn't mean to take you.
Oh, no, nice.
Yeah.
You say so?
Yeah.
I haven't been in the, maybe yesterday. This was famous.
I don't think they do a permanent thing anymore.
Didn't finish one thing without something else staying their way, and it was just like, it is even, I'll put you back to bed. Like I said, that all day long.
But then, yours. Oh, yeah. You're Dutch, you're much over stuff.
Get rid of your prerogative, I'll give you another one. Those are the estates for you to sign, those keep going around, but
Okay, go ahead then, so we.
yes, those weren't jacketed, those just came in today, so.
They're all Comcast.
Oh, if I may also get approval to pay the P card statement, it will due before the next meeting. But there was so much year-end stuff that we didn't get it on set.
I second that. I have just, put all these Comcast
That's
together and then just sign the top one.
Oh, no, each individual, because they'll be individually jacketed.
Okay.
So we are in pretty good shape, it looks like the carryover is really getting close to 6,000. Might just be shy. We were hoping for 1.4, so. Still have to process these bills and such. The actual carryover will be in the next meeting on the budget revision.
That'll be definite then?
We're gonna be ready by the next meeting?
I thought we were gonna get them definite.
Oh, that, sorry, that wasn't trying to be insulting, that you didn't make it. You said.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna be August, September before we got it done.
Some adjustments to it, but we'll have a pretty good idea about it.
What is the next thing?
It is the fuel cards.
And then finally, when she, well, she used my, he called him off the card that was in the console. Doesn't matter, that's it. I used the card. Console, okay, right.
Cause I think that's a maintenance card. As long as it's not a parks card, it doesn't matter. And you can use your P card and know there exactly where it goes.
Just make sure you bring us your receipts.
Yeah.
Mark's card.
Well, you pay that.
But I used the card in there, but then I put the mileage on the receipt, gave it to Ivan. You know,
And some of the, there are some bills in here that do show that they were paid, and that's because they were approved, but the jack itself didn't. There you go. Supervisors.
I missed one. Thanks. When you can,
Maintenance stuff, I'm looking at about 20 minutes.
everyone have next week.
We have someone else, well, I didn't know there were, when I looked at the agenda, I realized there were points left, and I guess I didn't realize that the maintenance personnel wasn't on here. I've got someone coming at 11:15 for a brief interview. So.
Big F and M bag.
That says rest care.
Yes, Ren was in the back, they're closed now.
Oh,
So-
so it is in the.
Yeah, so when you're looking at that building, to the right is the entrance to Rest Air.
Right,
And if you walk straight in, the Development Authority office is on the left, and then the RIM stuff is straight ahead.
oh, okay, so it's in the back portion of that building.
Yeah.
There's just no sign or anything there that says when, but.
And if you actually go down this alley here, it's the building that touches your house, isn't it? Or it's the one next to it?
It's very close to the
The
library.
old bank drive.
Yes.
Yeah, you
yes.
can actually look through those windows.
So
and
that's.
see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a
I'm sorry.
bunch of space there. You're good, you're good. Yes, Rest Air is still there, yeah. Actually, that building has a ton of space. That's a huge building.
I've never seen.
How are we doing?
That's one is, see.
I was trying to. Approve it before. They wrote checks. Now we was getting them and they was marking that they was already paid. So,
Because most of them check, I mean, a lot of them get the day of April, so it's like.
People don't turn their stuff in till the day of.
You'd be surprised how many we're still trying to track down.
Well, it was how many a week before.
Oh, no, we want them and we
Yeah.
need them,
I
but
try to get you
there's
guys.
some that we get to after, yeah, I mean, like we're.
yeah, they don't get us in there, they don't get paid.
It means we have to do adjustments, and such, so it's easier for us.
Morning, Miss Margaret.
Wow.
It was really good in here.
Did you guys get an agent hired? An extension agent?
Yes, we did.
Okay. When do they start? Or-
They started in June.
Oh, that's right, you did, okay. They seem to like it, but
I think so. She did really well at the fair. She started the week before and was very, very capable of handling all of that. So, yeah.
you don't go to state camp, I guess?
I do sometimes. I've directed one last year, but without having an agent all this past year, there was too much work to do. So, yeah. So she's there. John
She
was
is there, yes, she is there.
She excited?
She was excited and then she started to get nervous.
Sure.
But we talked to her every night
Okay.
or some. She goes to bed at like 9:30, she doesn't get up till like 8 or 9 in the morning, and they go to bed at like 11 and get up at 7:15.
Yes, you don't get much sleep at least then.
Yeah, so she said she's having fun, though. She texted us last night and said
Good,
she's good, so.
yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what though, with all those people down there, I have a Ram 3500 oldie, and, there were a couple times I said stop in the middle of the road, and I'm like, I'm not sure I can, I'm not sure I can get through here.
Yeah.
It was super tight getting her
Yeah,
back.
you're dropping kids off at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everyone seemed excited, she was excited, she was, so, yeah, so we'll
Yeah, we
see.
get about 10 from Mineral County there. And, but the exciting thing about state camps is meeting Pittsburgh other areas, unelected official, right?
No,
You know.
I'm just picking.
You don't want to see my hours.
Oh,
That, yeah.
okay,
And then they do these things called growth groups, and those are the same age group.
Okay.
And if they keep coming back to the same camp, they'll kind of tend to be with that same group of people over the years.
okay, yeah, cause I was wondering about that,
Yeah.
so I'm like, when we were sitting in line, I guess I didn't realize, like, one of the girls was one of the senior at high school, I'm like, she doesn't have much,
She's not
like,
that old.
she's not gonna have much in common with a 12-year-old, like, I wonder, so they
Right.
group them by age,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, their cabin groups by age, their growth groups are by age, their classes could be mixed, but that doesn't matter quite as much, and of course, the whole tribe thing.
What's this for, Luke?
But she has a great time.
That is for
Oh, never mind.
the ICMA conference, yes.
Yeah, I'm glad we figured that out and worked it out, and there's, gosh, I think we have about 25 going out too next week. And then this past weekend, it was a 10 and 11-year-old. That's just a weekend camp to kind of get kids.
Yeah, she went to that last year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the one that I was at last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. That is what you all approved in the travel budget. Those are the exact same numbers.
So Jocelyn would have had a leg up,
Yeah, yeah.
because she's already knew where things are. Yeah.
Well, you would think, but as we're going up, does any of this look familiar as we're going back to back roads? And she's like, oh, I don't really know. I wasn't paying attention. And then we get there and I'm like, okay, last year, where did you go to register? Well, I don't really know. I know we ate there.
What's that?
Okay. So,
No, we're dining.
yes, she knew where the dining hall was. And,
I will say last year we kept them in groups and we herded them to, so they might not have needed to pay attention.
right, well, she's, not a real directional
Uh,
person. So, well, and it was weird, registration, they had it by counties, but like Harrison had their own. And then it was like Jackson through Putnam. And I can't remember who the other one was, but I don't feel like it was grouped very well because our line was clear out down the street and the other two doors, literally, they had, 6 people there for registration. There wasn't anybody at either of them.
okay.
So like it wasn't, which was fine, I'm not complaining, but I was like,
Fixed for
that
next year.
seems weird. You've got all this manpower in here and
Yeah,
all of this line is for
it's directed,
one section.
yeah,
Yeah,
or they probably should have split.
which it still went fast. I think we said not more than 30 minutes.
Okay, good.
But it was like,
30
the other
minutes
two
is not too
registration
bad.
tables were doing nothing. As we're standing lined up down the street, but it didn't matter. Yeah, I just thought that was weird. Harrison had their own, I guess they sent a ton of kids.
It must, but I didn't think it was that much more, so.
Well, you know what? Oh, you know what? It said no county through Harrison. Well, no, that wouldn't be right. Cause there had to have been Harrison by itself, then, so there was a county before it. I don't
She's a
know.
fiduciary commissioner.
Oh, is she?
Yes,
Oh, I didn't realize it.
yeah, she's one of our 2 fiduciary commissioners. Cindy did bring down the jail bill, so if I can go ahead and add that under correspondence, and then the jail bill itself is in the stack.
Much was the discount?
30 something, 35, 33.
35, 258.
Which one?
I don't know. I didn't, I don't know enough about it even, I
Okay.
know to ask those questions. I took a picture of her program, so I don't know where she is at what times,
Yeah.
but I looked at the badge and the thing said Randolph, and she's like, I think that's my cabin. I'm like, I don't really know. So.
It's in the shade. Well, they're in.
I got a few more signs.
Nice.
I get done and two hours.
Yeah, I was, well, and like when she was explaining stuff to me, I'm like, I was expecting dorms, like. Traditional college dorms, and then we get there, I'm like, oh, no, these are cabins, they're just broken up into a couple of rooms.
I think I'm done.
So.
So the camera
No, you're not.
was.
We got all
started
three, yeah, Bill.
Which one?
Whatever he found.
Okay.
There's all these generations.
I did.
The cabins themselves will often.
I make the motion that we accept the state exoneration.
Build the cabins.
Individual
That are also different.
Make sure we're all in.
I'll say for the state. And I make, we'll accept the exoneration.
Okay.
Second that.
What was Jacksonville built for? Like, what was the intent?
Bring
It
in.
was to be a state bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, and originally, the history is really, originally, you know, it was Jackson, wasn't the Dr. Hall.
I'll second
It
it.
was interesting.
I agree.
Person who was the director who got it started was.
So as much as you can look at it. Yeah, that's the
Investigated.
It's lovely thought.
Before he- They stopped.
First initial.
And one, couple of the kids who was there said. Would you look at this?
Margaret,
And so the picture is just interesting.
it's 11 if you wanna,
I've read.
you're ready. Update on the 4-H leadership.
So
Like that vaping, is that a big problem?
it has been, yeah, it really has. So just briefly before I talk about that, I just want to make sure you all know that Energy Express is an operation. Encourage you all to stop by anytime that it's the children are there from 8:30 until about 12 every day at Frankfurt Middle School and Kaiser Primary School.
I wanna ask you a question about that. How come they had to go out of state to get a teacher? Well, did they have to do that?
I'm still we did a t-shirt, what do you?
Well, no wonder the teachers don't teach in Mineral County. I was wondering if none of them to do it.
Well, all three of the site supervisors that we hired live in Mineral County.
They live. Yes.
And they work, two of them work for the Mineral County School System. The other one lives in Burlington.
I know her
And was
well.
raised in Burlington.
One,
And she works as a consumer science teacher in Allegheny County.
yeah, I know her.
Yeah.
That's why I asked, couldn't they get nobody in? I mean, I
It
don't have.
depends upon who applies, but Amanda is outstanding.
She's a very nice person.
She's one of the best we've ever had.
Yes.
She managed summer programs in Allegheny County that got canceled, which is why she applied.
But I was
here.
just wondering
Yeah.
if they couldn't get the teachers here. That's why I asked this. No, I'm not opposed to her. I'm 100% in favor of her.
Yeah, I think that she's just the strongest applicant and she's really exceeded our expectations.
good.
And then the AmeriCorps members, you know, most of them are, AmeriCorps members can be from anywhere in the United States, but most of them are, pretty much all of them are Mineral County because it's cost effective to live with your families and then, you know, come to your sites and work. But, you know, every now and then we might have some from Allegheny County. I think we've got, and sometimes we'll have some from Hampshire County. One year we had someone from Grave County, just kind of varies. Potomac State is helpful in recruiting and sometimes they're not all, you know, necessarily here.
But Amanda's very good at everything. She's pretty good at stuff she does.
Yeah, I've
Even-
been super impressed with her
Yeah, she's a nice
professionalism.
person and
Yeah.
especially when it comes to hitting bears, you know, she's
Yeah.
very good at that. You knew that.
I know,
I know, I asked her about it. I won't go any further.
Yeah. But anyway, but next Tuesday, there is an open house at Kaiser Primary School from 4 to 6 p.m. So that's a good time to stop by. And
Now, go through them.
Yeah, so Tuesday, next Tuesday, Kaiser Primary, 4 to 6 is the open house.
4 to 6, okay.
Yeah. And Wednesday, it is Frankfurt Middle, and it's also 4 to 6. So those are good times to stop by as well. And, you don't have to be there long, but just kind of get a feel for what it's like. We have a really outstanding group of AmeriCorps members. A lot of them are returnees, and they've done a great job with the kids, which is evidenced by the artwork and the writing and the fact that the kids are really engaged. So, anyway, so I have to mention that since we're kind of right in the middle of it.
I put a couple loads out.
Thank you. Yeah, lots of good artwork,
miscellaneous.
painting, paper mache.
July 15th, 16th.
Yes, yeah. That's the Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Yeah. Anyway, so with the Health Rocks grant and funding, it was so helpful. We were able to hire Helen McCarty, who worked through, last year to help us with the program and leadership development and training. So in the Mineral County 4-H program, just to remind people, it happens because of the volunteers. We have, between 75 and 100 volunteers every year. And so we really leverage that. The Extension Service really leverages that. And so they focus on the club piece, which is getting members in, getting them started with projects, encouraging them to go to camp. Our extension office, I tend to focus with working with the team leader, which is the next level. It helps to keep them engaged, and quite frankly, I think is ultimately where you get the most benefit from the program. You started as a younger person, but actually, we're glad to have, older youth join, and some of them really have a good experience. So this feeds in we train them over the years, lots of different curriculum. Science curriculum has been, really common. Environmental science, we've enjoyed that. And another one that we started out a long time ago, it used to be something called RAISE, and it was a statewide tobacco prevention thing. It ended up landing more in the schools, but originally they really reached out to clubs and organizations, and that's where we got our start in the Mineral County office with training youth to then teach. And I saw what an effective model that was at the time. And ultimately, as a part of a statewide effort, and lots of different people working on this, contributed to a decrease in smoking and smokeless tobacco. And so you just see this decrease from that time when they were doing those programs, and we were a part of that. Meanwhile, of course, the companies or corporations are looking for other ways to make money, and they come at it with this angle with the vaping, and we've seen a steady increase on that. So, here we are again. How do we, it seems like it's leveled off a little bit. So it's like, how do we get people to understand? Because the perception is that it's not as dangerous, which is not true, but we don't know the long-term effects because it's so new. Whereas with tobacco, we could, smoking over 50 years or whatever, even if it's a short time, some only 10 years, there would be a measurable effect on people's lungs and the cancer. But anyway, so the National 4-H curriculum, or the National 4-H Health Rocks program, at different times, we've had different focuses on health things. Usually they pick a curriculum and stick with it from, 3 to 5 years, but it's health based. Sometimes it's more nutritional based. Other times it might be more personal development, confidence, healthy things in that way. Another time it might be a real physical activity, the importance of that. Well, at the national level, and then I was getting our 4-H team leaders who were coming to me saying, oh my gosh, we can't use the bathrooms because of the vaping problem. And so they were telling me, meanwhile, nationally, they're recognizing it's a problem. And they developed, they had their curriculum, which focused on it to a point, but they created a supplemental one just a couple of years ago that we locked in on that has this anti-vaping component. And this is when, we start doing some stuff, and then we come to you all because of, the similar interest with funding. And so anyway, they the curriculum has 6 to 8 different lessons, and it focuses on understanding what vaping is, how it impacts your health. And then the other part of it is focusing on building the youth skills to be an advocate for themselves, to be an advocate for others in regard to their health. And also with elements of, being confident and knowing that you're valued within it. So it's like this positive side of encouraging kids that, you have value and you have the ability to protect your own health, because that's where it starts. It doesn't really matter how much you tell people this is awful or bad for you. Sometimes that causes some people to go toward it, So it's more like this understanding of, personal responsibility for your own health. So it's a nice curriculum. We tested it, and then we've done some changing actually during this past year to kind of improve the activities. So that it lands with stuff that we've already done. It meets a current issue, and it allows our 4-H team leaders, we've probably got close to between 30 and 35 that are trained right now, to practice leadership and teaching skills. And it kind of reinforces their understanding of the problem. Meanwhile, and the part that I'm working on getting better evidence toward to be able to share with you and others, but I firmly believe there's a difference between someone like me teaching it compared to a 14 and 15-year-old teaching 5th and 6th graders, because it's just so much, you relate so much better to youth that are closer in age compared to adults. And that's one thing that I've liked about our model. And so variety of things throughout the year, but the intense focus during this spring was teaching all 5th graders the full curriculum and working with our team leaders to do that. And I'm still working on, because we just kind of wrapped all this up. They've done other programming, but this was the most intense one. I'm still wrapping up some data and comparing it with different state data, just to kind of see, where we fit with it. And I really want to get the piece to understand, did we make a bigger impact with teen instructors compared to adult instructors? I don't have that data yet, but I'm pretty interested in that. Anyway, that just kind of summarizes what we did, some of the evaluation pieces that we have so far. I highlighted a couple of those, that I'm, especially interested in. We do a pre and post evaluation with the kids. We provide a lot of shorter term programs where it might not be the full curriculum. But when we're working in the evaluation piece, we really wanted to have all of the full curriculum. And that's where we were really focused with hitting all 5th graders in the county. And then, working to see if they had a better understanding of how it impacts their health, and strengthen their knowledge and understanding, and then ability to, to stand up for themselves and advocate for themselves. Then in 6th grade, because we did with the 5th graders last year too, in 6th grade, kind of go back and reinforce it, but we're not doing, the full blown thing. So that, I think that's a pretty good overview of where we are. And we partner, of course, with Mineral County Schools and the different 4-H groups. But during this next year, I'm looking forward to expanding and connecting with other groups that are also working to do prevention type of things, because none of these, we're foolish to think that our one little program, or in some ways a big program, is doing it by themselves. No, it's the multiple things that are happening in our community that ultimately, with the youth, get the message and begins to strengthen their ability to be protective of their own health and to understand how it affects their day-to-day functioning, as well as their health in the future. I think questions at this point, because I could just keep going on and on about it.
So vaping, how much of a percentage is vaping harder on you than smoking?
I can't accurately answer that. I can get an accurate answer for you, so I hesitate to say.
It is worse.
It's definitely, well, I'm not gonna try to say it's worse because I'm not professionally trained in that, but I can get that information back to you. It appears to be worse. Again, it's something relatively new, so we don't know the full long-term impacts on what it's having on people's lungs. That we can see what that's gonna be 20 or 30 years from now, but it does appear to be more damaging.
How many vape shops we have?
I don't know.
Lot.
We got served one, there's.
Pop up at it.
And I think one piece of it too, to understand about, vaping and smoking and tobacco and all that, is it has a calming sense. I mean, you get started on it because you're anxious, you're worried, you kind of wanna, you just need something to help calm you down. The problem is it's a gateway to lots of other bigger drugs, which are more dangerous. So it's also thinking about, how do you help kids understand other ways to kind of reduce the anxiety, calm themselves down? I mean, that can be getting involved with athletics or having other outlets for your energy, just learning other strategies besides that, to kind of manage. So,
You know what I find calms me down? Nice bowl of ice cream.
I'll have to second that, especially this time of year.
Yeah, I love it.
Does most of this vape have nicotine in it, or is it?
It doesn't, it tends to have there's some nicotine in it, but it tends to have other substances that are equally addictive, yeah.
One thing I looked into is vape, and they tend to put more nicotine into a vape than what is actually in a cigarette. And then the nicotine is what in youth disrupts part of your brain that controls impulse. So you're more impulsive on making decisions and not using critical thinking or logical thinking skills. So the nicotine in people under 26, I think it is, anybody under 26, that part of your brain is completely formed, and nicotine severely affects that.
It could be, it's really dangerous, yeah, and more dangerous than people realize, yeah.
Well, why do you think? And I've often wondered this, why do you think the younger generation has to fit in so bad that they have to do this stuff, smoking, drugs, they do?
I think it really, honestly, I think it really, the reasons people chooses to do it or adult really vary. I'll have to say it case to case, but I can remember, I graduated in 1984, but I can remember in the 70s where we used to have, our high school used to be an open campus. Well, the drugs coming in were such a problem that it went to a closed campus. So it's like, there seems to always be something out there. And that's where one of the things that I'm interested in, and I think 4-H, the National 4-H Health Curriculum is, well, for a while there was a real intense focus on, this is bad for you, this is terrible, stay. That's the education on what it is one thing, but getting at the root causes of trying to understand, Mr. Leatherman is exactly right. What is that? It can be different for different people, but it's definitely a need either to fit in, or it's a need to calm your system down, whatever it might be. But trying to help youth understand their value and the importance of protecting their own health is just what's really important. And I think there's also, again, it's all over the place. It could be a need for rebellion. It really varies. But I don't think this is a new thing. It's just a different substance. And potentially, I think we could see that it's even more damaging in ways than we even realize. But again, there's just not the long-term use from it. Yeah.
I know when I was growing up and smoking was a big thing, but I never could stand to be around smoke. Peer pressure never bothered me.
Gentleman that I'm scheduled for an interview is here. He's on lunch. I know this is Val's time. I don't know if she would lunch channel. He's got to for a couple minutes. I'm sorry. He's on his lunch break.
And I can come back later and provide.
No, sorry, and I'm not even trying to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I just wanted them to.
No, I understand what you're saying. He's on lunchtime. And what time does he go back to work? 12?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Well, you guys want to go, because I didn't sit on the other interviews because of relatives, and I don't want nothing.
It shouldn't take more than 5
Oh,
minutes.
it's fine, but
Is that okay with you, Val?
Yeah,
Said, they won't take but a couple minutes.
so we go outside, we will take what else.
No, they're gonna just go over that. He's in a little conference room.
Margaret, can I get your autograph?
But no, that is a, I've always wondered why people get pressured into things like
This
that.
was the.
Yeah.
It just don't make sense. to me.
That was the invoice for the computer.
Let me wait that on Friday.
You may sign it. Oh, very well. This was, Shawnee's, Shawnee's trouble. I didn't sign that. Well, she hasn't gotten it. Oh, okay, yeah. I noticed it didn't have a line and I thought, well, we're not supposed to pay it. So, that's her other one. This one was for the end of June this year. And then this is the budget, the budget for this year. Okay, just wait a minute. One for flu.
I never will forget when I was following a guy down the road one time that I'm assuming it was a guy and he was vaping. And I didn't know what it was. And he had his window down, and all of a sudden a bunch of this smoke coming from the window. And I wondered if his car was on fire. I mean, I didn't know. It's been a long time ago.
It was, the thing is it was sold to Pete, it was, again, it's just this whole marketing thing. In that it's not supposed to be as harmful to your health, and which is why, some people switched from smoking to that, or why, and there's been just a really quick increase over it, but it turns out that that's just not true. And that was easy for them to say because people haven't really used it, but
I can't see where, it has to be harmful.
no, it is,
It has to
it really is, and there's evidence that it's even more so.
When did,
But I think for us, it's ultimately this thing of like, if it's not smoking, it's not vaping, it's not alcohol, it's something, and it gets to this thing of, you know, helping youth to resist it, to understand their value and to understand it. And that's the piece that we really have to work on. And that's what I like about this curriculum. It's not just about, this is how it affects you. Because if it's not this substance, it's gonna be, you know, something else. And this is just a small thing, but we need to be supportive of other programs that really help that. And I think any youth programs, you know, whether it's a sports event, a church group, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, anything to help get kids engaged in other ways and to help them feel better about themselves is where we need to be.
yeah, that's, I never did understand vaping. Never did understand that. I never did understand people's, of course, I can't breathe around smoke.
But I can remember, like, I guess, how are you, Lynn?
Just thought, how are you?
What I remember, and this is why I was so interested when I first started my job here, is both of my grandmothers just, I mean, it was like chimneys, you know, you'd go to visit them but they were born in the early 1900s. They, in the 20s and 30s, I guess it was a cool thing as teenagers.
Normal.
They didn't understand the long-term health implications. And bless their hearts, they both wanted to quit so bad and they just couldn't. And so, so that was kind of why I wanted to work with trying to help people understand because, you know, it was a hard thing for them.
It was so fun. I'll never forget this. My grandmother, she was in the old Potomac Motel up here. And she never smoked, but she scolded.
Oh, sure.
That was a big thing back when she was growing up.
Yeah.
And I walked in there one day and it was Wednesday, I'll never forget this. It was Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And I walked in and I asked the nurse, I said, how's grandma doing today? She's climbing the walls. I said, what do you mean? She said, you can't talk to her, you can't, she's a mess. I said, has she had her skull today? Oh, you don't understand, she's not allowed to have that in here. I said, come with me, because I knew what she had, doctor approved. We walked in her room and I pulled the little drawer out, picked that little can of snuff up, showed it to grandma, and she just grabbed for that stuff. In about 5 minutes, she was calm as could be, and that nurse stood there looking, she said, I didn't know it was in there. They didn't know. But when you get addicted to that stuff, it's bad.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that, dude. That was, even today, I thought that's, I don't know. But when she had her stroke, it left her. She never had a craving for them.
Because that changes your brain.
It does, yes. Yeah. Did they bring it back? I didn't know. They told that.
I'm sorry about that. That was completely on me that wasn't on. I don't know why. That's 2 meetings in a row. I forgot to have maintenance personnel put on there. So we've got to get someone out hired for facilities.
Do you have anything else?
Yeah, we're sorry about
No,
that.
it's okay. Other than that, the fair went well. Our 4-H camp went really well. And June has had a really good experience. We have probably close to, I don't know, 40 to 45 of our local youth here at Jacksonville for state 4-H camps. And one of the things that I will, add about that, why I feel like it's so important that you're doing this next level 4-H stuff, because, you do the base as a younger child, but it gives them more confidence in trying other things in the future. Whether it's going to college, going away for a technical training program, just this whole thing of, camp seems like fun. It is fun. There's a lot of other developmental things that are happening at camp that set the stage for you to try new things in the future and to help build and support their life skills. But thank you all.
Well, thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
That's okay. Well, and hopefully you guys can visit
Now,
Energy Express.
Is, you say there's Tuesday the 15th and the 16th?
Yep. Yeah.
Now, you asked Amanda, you can tell her where it come from, I don't care.
Okay.
But ask her if she's really good at hitting bear.
I'll ask her that, and she'll probably.
She hit one here not long ago. Right.
Maybe there's something else. I'm really.
She is, she's a good person, very nice person.
See you all.
Thank you. Okay, Miss Valley, sorry for the delay. You want to sit down up here, you're more than welcome,
Hey, what you figure I'm gonna get.
wherever you feel comfortable.
I mean, first and foremost, I'd like to say thank you guys for finally getting an employee for the chance fund. I came here in 2017, remember, asking for that, but counting an employee, but that budget's good. Number one, it's a benefit, number two, it's a good thing. So I want to say thank you for that first and foremost. And I need some help, okay? Animal control. Thursday, Friday, they say they're off, right, Saturday. I need to know what constitutes an emergency. See, for instance, I know we had this. There's a guy has animals in Port Ashby next to the gun range. And he used to only have like goats and little things, but he went into cow. Problem of it is, he has some grass out there, just all mud.
It's mud,
It's terrible.
on bond complaint.
This past weekend, that poor brown and white cow got stuck in the mud. She had a hell of a time getting out. I'll sit there sometimes and wait, see, you know, I think they'll try. And they didn't have water for a couple of days, okay? I called and left a message for animal control. We'd like to know what cut. They said it was an emergency call someone. Well, a couple of months ago, I called the sheriff's department, asked them what it constitutes, and they told me dead animals. You like to get it before it's dead. I don't know when do you call the sheriff's department with animals? Do you know when? I'd like to have some explanation on it.
Animal control and the sheriff's office are completely separate entities. Missy reports to the county commission.
But the reason I'm asking is because when you call up the agriculture department, and finally you get to a line where you want to complain, they said they're sending it out, going to the sheriff's, one animal control, that's how they got it. So, but what I need to know is, but I call the sheriff's department. Does the animal have to be dead? Or could it just be down the line?
The sheriff's department, so from the dispatch perspective.
Yeah.
The sheriff's department never, ever, ever gets sent on animal calls, unless there's like a human's life at risk because of
What
something.
I did was call the non-emergency line, not one.
No, right, but so the dog warden, we will page them out if there is an attack. Like an attack on a human.
I understand.
If there is like the dog has gotten loose and somebody has caught that dog and it needs to be taken to the pound.
I know that.
And those are really the only situations we call out the dog warden.
Right, what I'm asking is, it's closed on Thursday, Friday with a voicemail. Does she check it on?
Oh, she checks it every
She's
single
good.
day.
I'm not against, I think she's doing good, but like I said,
But you call 911, they will direct them. Call.
yeah, I know that, but
understand.
If there's an emergency.
he said if it's emergency, and I don't know, but when it's really hot all day, you know what I mean? You know, those cows are in trouble, and that one got stuck. I felt sorry for her. This isn't the first time. They had nothing but mud there. And the animals, there's no grass. They had to eat it before if he's there. But he's evidently had some type of problem because I've lived there for 21 years, okay? And he's been there for 21 years. But there was never a problem before till recently. And I don't know if it's because it's gotten bigger animals, so but he used to just goats there and sheep. But now he's got these wolf goats, 2 sheep and big animals.
Well, and Officer Kidwell and Officer Visor work 7 days a week. They actually work way more than they should, but they don't do pickups and drop offs on Thursdays and Fridays. So their office is closed, but they still take complaints.
Okay, well, the thing is like I told her, she knows the phone number of the guy, right? And I told her, I said, just do me a favor, call him and tell him that they're wrong. So I don't bother them. Because it's hard to see animals hungry. Are you ready to see them? Just no mud and no grass to eat. You think he just changed someday? Again, like I said, we've never had these large animals before, ever. And I know one little brown cat did die. I had pictures of it. It was more in our hands because they never,
You think it's worth it?
his head was big, and then he got up to the corner and he went down. And it was the headlighter. Well, I kept on here because I gotta go by it. And I like animals, that's a big. Because I'm pushing the crowd, but walking around everything, and it really had trouble probably doing it. What I have learned is that their hooves got to get dry, you know, if they're in mud or if the hooves got to get dry. I didn't know that people. I learned everything I can. But I can't say stop. I'm just wondering if I call you, would it work or but you're saying they check the calls, right?
They check their messages every day.
Okay, then, all I'm asking is, I know she knows the number they got, right? But I don't, you know, I tried knocking on his door one day, because I was like, they're helping feed or pure water, you know what I mean? Use his food bucket. But I don't know where the water is. I didn't bought water in town, but I don't know what to do. It's just getting to be a problem.
I do know that Officer Kidwell, because her and I have discussed the situation. Okay, so you guys discussed a little too. I know that she's been there numerous times, and found everything to be acceptable conditions on more than one occasion, and she's had Department of Agriculture.
Yes.
Out there.
I have pictures to show you if you want to see how.
But
I
I
see it,
just,
I see it all the time too,
I know
and I've talked to her before about it, and she has assured me, and I know she will, cause I know how she is. That he follows the rules, and if she has a problem with something, he does take care of it right away. She has been in communication with the Department of Agriculture, and they have actually been there before. When there has been issues, or when there has been complaints, and
But that was before, I didn't do the agriculture's first time, I did it when this all happened.
she got the Department of
Well, I
Agriculture.
did already too, okay, and the problem I got is, I know you said you invited it, I do too, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that agriculture is aware of the mud, okay, the vast amount of mud. You know what I mean? And that, then she knows it. She says, I like her, but she says, well, that's normal. Anybody in their body say that mud is normal for animals as well. You look everywhere for you, say, they don't, nobody has something like that. I'm not against the man, I would help them anything I gotta do, and if she does good. But it's sometimes if she could catch him on the weekends when there's no water, give him no food, it'd be great. I know she knows his phone number, but she just call it. I think that's enough to scare me. Does that make sense? Because there's no water there, all day with things, reach. It's hard, you know what I mean? And I got pictures and a lot of people wonder what I'm doing. I go out there and help. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not scared to get my foot in town. I just always do everything. And I haven't talked to her because she gets a voicemail. I guess she was telling me fine. But I have, you know, I've got pictures to back everything up. And like I said, money is bad. I mean, you see it, or there's no bread. And that's why, and the other time when they're eating their feces, okay? Because when he can, he says big thing, and he pulls out feces in a pot. And the problem of it is the hail, right? So they go there to eat the hay, not knowing it's feces when they're so hungry. And I got pictures of that. It's crazy, but it's the biggest part. Does that make sense? That's it. Anything you help me on, she calls me and tells me what emergency is, first and foremost, how you take care of it, so I don't know. If I were to med, I'd give it. I mean, I'm not scared to help him. If he wants it, I'll help him. And it sounds crazy, but I'm ready. You don't want to get no shadow from you, so. Okay, I got a few more, but since everything got the screwed up, you know. That $50,000, you said, but they pull that 911 for you for pay. Okay, is that normal? I was asking first. So you get paid more by 911 than
No, so this budget cycle, for the first time, 50% of my salary will come from 911, and the other 50% will come from general county. And it will be the same setup for Eileen. She will have 50% of her salary from 911, 50% from general county. And then the commission is giving a contribution to 911 to help cover those salaries.
So Elaine, she works for the county also? I didn't know that.
Yes, that was, yeah, who was in here, she works in both offices with me.
So what does she do? She gets her assistant
Yes,
in both offices?
in both offices. Her primary office is at 911 now.
Okay, well, I didn't understand what took 50,000, that's all.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other one is. I can't wait to take time, I'll be at the next one because what I like to talk about. It's gonna be about, you know, I'm a little bit involved. Okay, that's news. The amount of money we're paying yearly for this one, right? But it's construction.
Okay,
And our budget's tight, right? Everybody's saying we don't have a lot of money in the budget. So when I went to the building for play, I know Amy Boo personally, right? And she told me that when the loan was going on, she said they said that they had no problem making the payments, you know what I mean?
right.
But it is a tight budget right now, where you couldn't get through it. You were worried about $2 an hour for the girls, right? And for a raise. When I was here one time, you were worried about $2 an hour to give the girls a raise.
I don't remember ever giving them a $2.
Or was it $2?
Give them $1 when.
Was it this, when they got a raise this year, was it $2?
They didn't get a raise this year. Last year they got $1 on the hour.
Yes,
Uh,
yeah, I don't ever remember a $2 raise.
I thought it was $2. I sat back there, that's why I was.
It was $2,080. And because that's $1 on the hour.
That more, but it took place, so I want to thank you very much. Your time.
Thank you for coming in, be safe.
And you-
I'll
I'll tell you what, I find we get a ticket. This way it was going to walk in a line,
a what?
a ticket line, you know what that is, so you want,
I know what a big line is. We won't figure it out before.
maybe for you.
Well, okay.
No. I'm going to pick out.
Well, I'll tell you what I was gonna tell you.
I'm gonna have to do
I'll
something,
talk to Missy and ask her if they get an opportunity, check it on the weekends. Would that be okay?
but she just called, I can call her, she called.
Well, I'll call her.
Then what I'm saying,
We'll get along.
I mean, a week is the last day of hungry or work.
Yeah, I'll call Missy and
Like I said, that, she doesn't have to worry if I call. She'll know this will pay them.
well, that's probably what it's.
I'm sorry, it's paying that,
But I'll call her and ask her if she can check it, with someone,
yeah,
or Rick.
if you got, well, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it here because you work for me. But, it's sad, it's nothing,
That's been an ongoing
oh, it's,
topic for a long time.
yes, but I'll tell you something, he didn't have cows before, you've been right, he didn't have steers, it
He's always had a series of animals, whether it was goats.
had goats and sheep,
He
that's
didn't
what.
have, he didn't have cows for a while, but he did used to have, they used to have several cows in there years ago.
I tell you what, all that sheep and we got goats, they ate on the grass, you know,
They will.
but now, well, like you say, you try to put hay down to cover the mud, but when you pull it up, there, the pieces, everybody interested. All right, guys, thank you very much. I can get a report via Joe up.
Do we have anything else? No.
Say, let's put me on the books, please.
Jason. Do
Do we need to adjourn? Do we need to make a decision on the?
Oh, yeah, you guys can executive session, that's that,
Well, we don't have that on the agenda, though, do we? Personnel, maintenance, personnel? Can we do that or not?
I have on the Clayport Enterprise, I have that made the motion, did you? Did you just have to just,
What was it?
the Clayport Enterprise?
Church department or something.
I haven't anybody made a motion.
We have
on that.
County doesn't issue permits for that.
Oh, I
Jason's.
Yeah.
It was Roger second, and I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Which one that
The
was?
financial state. Somebody said I don't have, I didn't have that when you were this and that.
You know, there's people striking this weekend, last weekend. Thank you.
You can just go back and watch the video. So. Yeah, the video was much better.
Okay, and we just restarted and
Sure.
updated some stuff.
So you gonna,
So
you need permission to hire this guy today, it's not on the
they gotta
agenda.
decide who to hire. I know it's all, I should have made sure it's on the agenda, but we also,
Cause these, they're probably getting upset with no help, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just has to be before they get a check, so we can put it on the next, I mean, you can meet and decide whatever, and then it will be in the next meeting, maybe start tomorrow, it's gonna be on the next week.
I mean, it's not on the agenda, but it's not like we're trying to not be transparent. Like,
Yeah.
it was literally an oversight on my part. That's completely my fault. It should have been.
Let's, because of salary and that kind of stuff being discussed, I would like to go into the executive session to discuss that.
Did you all already approve everything else that after we?
I believe so. So then after that, we will adjourn.
If no objection, we'll go into executive session.
See ya.
See ya.
I approve.